All right. Welcome to the Let's Earn Hall Money podcast. Uh,
Making money, making moves.
gotta make a position switch, so gotta make money. You know how it is.
Yeah,
It's hard out there in them trenches.
Oos has been such a great quarterback in his Portland time that he decided that he does not want to dominate the league too much in the ISFL. So he's moving to the defensive side to prove how easy it is.
Yeah, you go out on top. And
Yeah,
also
going out on top.
you hate doing PTs, so
Absolutely. Haven't done a single one in like 20 seasons.
yeah. No, you did a few for your first season on this player. Um,
No, I didn't.
not.
Nope.
I thought I saw you submitted a couple. All right, never mind then.
Nope.
About
I
what?
haven't done one in like 20 seasons.
All right. Well, don't know why people thought you were going to stay at quarterback. They were
Nah, yeah,
people,
kind of dumb.
people were telling me he's going to stay at quarterback. I'm like, no, he's not. There's
Yeah.
zero chance he ever stays at quarterback.
That requires being an active, constant earner, something I have never done in my history of the ISFL.
Yeah, no, you were like, you know what? I don't want to play a role like MLB or OL or DL. I've always done that. I'm going to
No.
earn, and then you were like,
Yeah.
oh, that's about like 24 hours. You're like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah. I just wanted to be a quarterback in the minors where
Yeah,
I get to 250 and I just call it a day.
yeah.
That's easy.
Oh yeah, I get that. I wouldn't know because I'm a mid max earner. I'm not a mid earner, but I'm not a
Uh-huh.
max earner.
Uh-huh.
I just
Yeah.
I tend to forget things. Having money helps because I can get all my PT passes, my OT passes, makes life a
Yeah.
little bit
I mean, that
easier.
makes sense.
So. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm never gonna, as long as I'm in this league, I'm never gonna leave the GM job. I'm just gonna get fired because don't have to do PT or OT. So,
Yeah. I mean, that seems like that's kind of the life. I wish they had that when I was GMing because that seems very nice and very
yeah,
easy.
yeah. It's like, oh,
Um,
well, I'm gonna keep doing this because why would I ever leave? It's free money.
yeah. The
So
updaters threw a fit about GMs wanting that back when I was GMing, so we never got it. And then the updater had changed, and they said, "Well, GMs get it too," and it
well,
was great.
we do a lot. I think the biggest thing is like my off season's usually pretty full of doing stuff. It's not like I get a lot of downtime
Yep.
in the off season. I don't know what they were thinking.
I yeah. Well, back they used to have it where you got a off-season pass, but you didn't get like a regular PT pass.
Yeah,
That was the old way of doing it,
yeah.
which still made no sense because you're still doing other GM stuff during the season. But
Yeah, I mean, I
you know,
guess so. Well, now because like everybody gets anybody can get a PT or an OT pass as long as you pay for it.
yeah,
So like,
yeah,
they're like, well, people will pay for it. Like, whatever. It means they probably contributing
yeah.
to the league in other ways. And let's be honest.
Capitalism ruining the league.
I mean, let's be perfectly honest. It's not like any PTs don't really contribute a lot to the league.
No, it's just kind of busy work to to like you know give you money and give you TP.
It's
That's
just
really
busy
it.
work for TPE. Yeah, it's not really anything
Yeah.
special. So, but
I mean, no one reads them unless someone tags you in one. It's like, oh, what'd they say? But that would be about it.
yeah,
Like I wasn't digging through the PTs. Like, oh, I want to know people's reason why they're on this billboard.
I
I
will
don't
say
care.
I think some people have, but like some people browse them occasionally, but they're more invested than me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd say as a
I
GM,
don't. I don't have that. I don't have that kind of time to sit there and like let me just read through the
yeah,
PTs today.
yeah,
You
I
know?
would rather play RimWorld.
Yeah. There's so many other things. I mean, I'd rather read media. There's something that people are actually writing to be entertaining versus they're writing because they're forced to for their job.
Yeah, I read media when people say, "Hey, this really good media came out." I'll be like, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Or someone says, I'm in it. I'm like, all right, yeah, you got
Yeah.
me. They could be
Now
saying,
I have to. Now I gotta read it.
they could say, wow, Juni's just the worst. I'd be like, hell yeah, you know who I am. Let's
Hell yeah, I
go.
am. I am the worst.
May as well, right? Like, they tagged me. They spent the effort to type at JUN, and then I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll see what you have to say about
I
me.
like. I like the one that comes out about once a year, the GM rankings. I love reading that to see that I'm still the worst GM to win an Ultimus.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's always fun to see that I'm still on the top, baby.
yeah. You know what? You gotta get some awards somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
I'm upset now that Russ has caught me in the 100 loss because it was only 3 of us, so now there's a lot of GMs with 100 losses. Don't know if that's good for the league or bad for the league, but there's a lot of them now.
well, I mean, the league has almost doubled in its lifespan since you quit being a GM.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, I mean, yeah.
that's just how statistics works.
It was just fun being one of 3 GMs with 100 losses in their career. It was a
Yeah.
fun little stat that I shared with CK and Bailey.
Yeah.
And now it seems like every mid GM has that now. And I'm just kind of like, it's not as fun anymore.
Yeah, I don't. So I've been
Yeah, you got a lot of time to lose.
I've been GMing for a year now, a full year.
Yeah, but you got to start losing more then.
I really try not to do that. It's
Yeah, I don't know. That's half the fun. It makes the wins even more important when you get them losses mixed in.
pretty sure those losses are what caused Philly to collapse. But that's we
I
went
mean, it
over that
did, but
already.
it led to Baltimore winning an Ultimus.
And was I a part of that?
You were not.
I'm gonna try and win then.
I mean,
I think
that was on you for not leaving Philly. You went down with that ship. That was your choice.
yeah, that's fair. Because I just don't like going to free agency. It's
Wow.
scary.
That's the best part where I don't do anything.
I don't like telling people no. Unless, of course, they're my players and they want more money. I say, no.
Just don't tell them no and just sign somewhere else. They'll never
Yeah.
know.
There was a contract two seasons ago that someone wanted that was like, it was like wild. They're like, I want all this type of money, all these bonuses. And I'm like, I cannot give you that. And then he quit the league. So, just evil GMs ruining players.
I know. If only the league would actually fix it where we could actually have contracts, that'd be great.
Yeah. No. I'm just going to tell every player that everybody else accepts a minimum contract, so they have to. Yeah, well,
If you don't take minimum, you're hindering the team and
Yeah.
therefore the league.
Like, you want to win? You gotta take minimum. Thanks for negotiating, buddy.
Yep, too bad.
I do want to talk about. We were talking about awards, and I started a segue, then I forgot. Portland did pretty well this season. Were you paying attention this season to how well you did?
I was. I mean, I had a better season than my past seasons, but I still was not great considering I did my, I changed my template to be someone that would be a more successful quarterback. And like I said, I was better than my past, but I was still the worst quarterback in the league. So, I mean,
Yes, I think they also ran a lot more.
Yeah.
To be fair, 250 TPE to like 250 TPE. The changing a little bit's not going to do a whole lot. Like changing archetypes.
I mean, it's just crazy where I was a running quarterback. Then they're like, oh, we want to pass more. Go to this passing build. That way you won't be terrible. And then we started running the ball more.
Well,
it made no sense.
Well, now they had somebody who actually run the ball.
I mean, yeah, they actually. We had good running backs, but I was like, oh man, I could have shined running this like triple option offense.
Yeah.
But they didn't want Oos to be too great.
Unfortunately, computers don't really like get lost in like triple option too much. They're like, oh,
no,
we'll just chase the person with the ball. So it doesn't do a whole lot, which is unfortunate.
Sim is still broken. I'm pretty sure the sim's still broken where quarterbacks don't lose stamina when they're running.
Quarterbacks don't lose stamina. Period.
Yeah, so that's why they're so broken when they make big runs all the time because of that.
Yeah,
because it's absolutely broken.
Late game, they don't lose stamina. They still do lose speed the longer you go, but you don't lose stamina.
Yeah, so you basically lose speed at a slower rate.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure I looked it up recently. It was something like that. It was something weird. Yeah, quarterback's like weirdly broken because they're like, oh, quarterback's not going to run, so we're just not going to code him right. And then they don't lose energy otherwise because I guess the idea is that your quarterback's just kind of chilling, and if your quarterback starts doing bad, then everybody else does bad, so they just don't want the quarterback to start doing bad, I think. I don't actually know the reasoning, I'll be honest. I'm just guessing.
There's also like a very weird thing where it's like on defense, if you make a play, you're going to be worse now. Like if you get a sack, now you're slower.
Yeah,
which is
the more sacks you get, the worse you are. Because they're more scared of you. They're paying. Like, oh man.
Which is something I always tried to push when I was like on the voting for like GMs is like they'd make like the best performance of the year. I would always want to lean heavier to the defensive players because they're automatically on a crutch because every time they play good, their player gets worse.
Yeah, well, that's why we have two different. We have offensive performance of the year and defensive performance of the year.
Oh, so there's both now.
We have
Okay,
both now. Yeah, so we do
okay,
separate it. Yeah, otherwise like
that's
it'd always
perfect.
be offense.
Yeah,
But
because that was always someone like, oh, they threw for 4 touchdowns. Like, yeah, it's cool, but someone getting 4 sacks is much harder in the sim than someone getting 4 touchdowns,
yeah,
just because of the way the sim's poorly programmed.
yeah, no, there's both offensive and defensive player of the game
That's good.
season. So
Is there
offensive
still
game of the year and defensive game of the year or
is there still
performance
a
of the year.
most improved award?
I don't think so because that's really just like
Good.
that's really trolly.
Yeah.
Well, you were shit. Now you're
Yeah.
not nearly as bad. Good job. Don't
Well,
think.
they used to do it, and it was always like, "Oh, this is the guy that didn't win Rookie of the Year last year." And it's
Yeah,
like, okay, how is he more improved
yeah.
if it wasn't most improved? It was breakout player of the
Oh yeah,
year. That's what it
breakout
is.
player. Yeah. It's like, well,
It's
you were
basically
supposed to do better, but
it's like you did good your rookie year, but there was somebody that was better than rookie year, but then you did better than them this year, and since they were rookie of the year, we can't vote for them, so now you get it. It's like you're just giving me award for being good. It's not a breakout if I was already good.
yeah, I
You know,
do not think we have breakout player of the year. I have not
that's good.
seen it.
'Cause that was one I always hated voting on.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm not great at voting anyways, but
yeah,
I was like, I have a hard time. Like, oh, I'll just pick my guys. Like if I don't pick my guys, are my guys automatically getting a handicap because somebody else is just picking their guys? I don't know.
that was one thing HO always tried to stop is like don't be biased towards your own people. But the
Yeah,
only way you could fix that is just make it so it's impossible to vote for your own people.
yeah, and like
Like put it when you give out the cards, your own team is not on there. It's the only
yeah,
way to fix that.
I've always wondered like how much like awards are like. I don't. Somebody can probably tell me like how much awards are influenced by people, like the public voting for their own team.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah,
Because like there's public voting for all
because
these
now,
awards. I don't know what the weight is, and I'm sure someone could tell me, but I'm not that
yeah,
concerned about it.
yeah, because people are always going to vote for
Yeah, like
whoever's on
if
their
I'm
team.
not a GM and I'm voting for awards, I'm just gonna only vote for the
Yeah,
guys on my team, and then
yeah,
I'll be like, all right, if there's an award where one of my guys is not on the team, not there, I'll pick somebody random. Like I'll just vote,
yeah,
I'll just vote for my guys.
yeah.
So I know some people don't do that, but I mean, yeah, that's what I do most of the time.
I,
When I'm
I
not a
also
GM.
hate too
Sorry, let me
when you
say
have
that
people
out.
that have broken builds. They know they're broken builds, and it's like, oh, they're the best player. It's like, yeah, because we know their build is broken.
Yeah,
Like that was the problem. Like before they fixed the running quarterback thing, where it's like, oh, this is the best quarterback in the league because we know he's got a broken build and he's running for 1,000 yards every season.
yeah, pretty much.
Like it's like, or tight ends playing wide receiver or things like that. It's like, yeah, we know this guy is absolutely broken because he's playing a broken build.
Yeah, but
You know,
everybody could just play it.
yeah,
So
but it's like you get players that are stuck that can't play. Like say you have a tight end that's on a team with 3 good wide receivers and he's just playing as a tight end. He had a really good season for a straight up tight end, but he's never going to beat somebody that's on a team with 1 good receiver
yeah,
and they're the second best receiver. It's like it's things like that are just weird.
yeah, no, I get that. That's completely fair.
But I don't know how much that's still a problem with I really haven't kept up. I know blocking tight ends broken now, but I really don't know what's like the meta
Is it
anymore.
broken? I guess
Well,
I haven't done a deep dive
I,
on it.
I I guess say broken because if you have a blocking tight end and you can basically they're gonna have the most pancakes in the season every year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I mean I get it because logistically speaking they're blocking linebackers instead of linemen. So like yeah they should have more pancakes, but it's just insane that you're like, oh, I'm a tight end and I have 100 pancakes this season, and my best offensive lineman next to me has like 60.
Yeah, it is. It is really weird. And I think it's the problem with OL. I've talked about this a lot. I think probably on this podcast before, but like, there's not enough stats that really
No,
show how effective a OL is. Like, we
that's
have,
true for real life too, though. That's
yeah.
true for real football
I
too.
mean, I know real football is getting better at getting stats.
Yeah,
Pressure time and
yeah,
effective like runs added from defensive line. Like we can measure that and stuff. Like
Yeah.
And theoretically, because it's a computer, like we should be able to measure shit like that. But
Oh yeah,
DDSBF is not
absolutely.
going to. Like BDS,
No.
like would be too hard to be like, oh well, the quarterback's under pressure, and so we just add to pressure time because like we know exactly how
Yeah.
far away a lineman or a linebacker is from our quarterback,
Yeah.
and like that would
The thing with
show difference. Yeah,
and the thing with that too, even in real life, like the time to pressure, you can't judge one lineman based off that because it's a whole
yeah, it's
unit
a whole
thing.
unit. Yeah,
Be- So it's like you might have the best right tackle in the world, but if the rest of the line behind him is terrible, you're going to have a high time to pressure because they're going to blitz on the opposite side and things like that. So
yeah. OL award should almost be like, for the whole like line, who is the
yeah,
best line,
who is the
like,
who is the
like
best team?
yeah, like who are the best offensive line, who are the best like kind of like who are the best defense or something like that's what you should do.
Which I do wish there were more team awards in the
Yeah.
ISFL. Like, the best award, best defense award, best offensive line, things like that. Like, you know, maybe like best comeback season for like a team that was really bad and now they're good. Like they had a
Mm.
good year. Like things like that I think would be cool. Then you can actually you're rewarding these teams that yeah, they're not winning the Ultimus, but they had like a really great season, and it's like, man, this team needs to have some kind of recognition of look how good of a year they had and how they've grown.
Yeah, maybe I get some more awards then.
Which I mean, like, I know they have GM of the year, but it seems that always goes to whoever's in the Ultimus.
It
I mean,
does.
that kind of just seems
It does seem to do that. I would say like I feel like I've had some really good seasons that we just lose because like the people
yeah,
who's in the Ultimus, which
yeah,
is if you're not, I feel like GM of the year is hard
yeah,
because in real life you have things like media and players and like other GMs like who like worked with these people a lot more, like being like, oh yeah, this is like crazy. Like
yeah,
media knows like they did all this stuff, and people in behind the scenes would be like, oh yeah, he did all this, but like players like, well, I don't show up in general chat very often. It's just
yeah,
not my thing, and like other GMs aren't always gonna know. Usually, don't know what I'm doing. So like, who's gonna like? Unless of course, yeah. Like how I'm not gonna campaign for myself. How do you pick who gets GM
yeah,
of the year? It's weird.
and like, and one that thing too is like we don't have like a real free agency. We don't
Oh
have
yeah, we definitely
you
don't.
know trades are very much of a guy gets traded because he had a falling out with the team. Like
Yeah,
it's not like
or they're
it's not like you
old
can
and they're
just
trying to
go and
rebuild.
yeah, it's not like you can just go and say, "Hey, I'm gonna make this big blockbuster trade out of nowhere," or "I'm gonna sign these free agents that are really gonna, like fix my gaps I have in my team." Like that doesn't happen like it does in real life,
Yeah, and
where
you're
you can
not.
say, "This is obviously the best GM. He made these great deals, these great trades, and look what happened."
Yeah, you can't really like moneyball the league because like everybody
No,
makes the same amount of money, and all the players are
yeah,
basically the same at the top tier. So it's really just like,
yeah.
well, you
And you,
can't
and you can't go and say I'm going to sign this mid-tier player and be my starter, and they're going to, I mean, I'll get something out of nothing because those mid-tier players aren't in the free agency
yeah,
unless they had a falling out or it's
yeah,
it's very rare that you have someone because no one sits the bench in this league, so you don't have like this guy was a bench player you know for NOLA and I signed him and now they're my starter.
yeah.
That
It's
that
like
doesn't happen.
he was a bench player, but like I see his
The
potential. Like that
potential in
doesn't
him,
happen. Like
yeah,
everybody plays, everybody gets
yes,
stats, and there's no potential measurement. There's like, oh, this guy
no,
has 1400 TPE and this guy has 1200 TPE. I'm gonna take the 1400 TPE guy because he's objectively better.
yeah,
There's no
yeah, exactly,
subjectiveness to it. And free agency is a lot of subjectiveness. I'm going to take this, aging guy. I'm going to be like,
yeah.
I think he still has some time left in him. I'll pay him cheap, get a lot out of him, and it'll be like, oh, that was crazy. Nobody else believed in this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that doesn't happen.
yeah, and like you can't fix
and
that. There's no space for that to happen, unfortunately.
no. So it's like, how do you judge someone's GM skills other than what they did in the draft and the trades they made to get more draft picks?
Yeah, and the drafts, people who I think that's a problem too is like teams who like do giant rebuilds look cooler because it's flashy.
Yes.
Like, oh, they
Yep.
traded away all these picks and had 5 first-round picks. I'm like,
Yep.
cool. My team's been competitive for 10 seasons in a row, but it's not
Yep.
flashy because I haven't won an Ultimus. I've been like
Yep.
playoff borderline for 10 seasons, but I'm
Yep.
like, oh, well, you didn't make any big trade splashes because I've had no reason to. Why?
Exactly.
Why would I?
Exactly. I mean, and that's kind of like basically the difference between my time GMing in Philly versus my time GMing in Baltimore. Because Philly, that's how we were. We were a middle of the road team. We would maybe sneak into the playoffs, maybe not. We were just kind of on that cusp every year.
Hmm.
But we had a really good locker room, and it's like the team was there. We were one of the highest TPE teams. We just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah,
But then I go to Baltimore, and it was HO fired both the GMs. The entire war room wanted to be traded because they were mad that GMs got fired. So we did basically traded everybody on the team for as many first round picks we could. And for 3 years, drafted half of the first round. So
yeah.
basically, we were that flashy team that ended up winning it all because we just drafted more players than anybody else could.
It's funny though, because since then, Baltimore's been like a team that's always like in the middle or near the top,
Oh yeah,
just by
yeah,
consistency, and
yeah.
they still get awards. But
But and that's the thing too. It's like once you have a team like Orange County was like that forever. I don't know if they still are, but it's like they were always on
no,
the
no, they're
top.
not.
So
They're not like that
everyone,
anymore.
yeah, but there was a time when they were always on the top. So all of the free agents wanted to play for them because they knew they're always on the top. So
Yeah,
you make this top heavy league because everyone knows, well, they're winning. I'm going to go there because they're winning, and I'm going to win. And which just keeps continuing that cycle of people wanting to be drafted there, people wanting to sign there.
yeah,
It makes this weird cycle that the top teams stay at the top, the bad teams stay at the bottom. And
yeah,
you can't just decide, okay, I'm going to blow it up. I'm just going to trade everybody away. I'm going to start over. Because that basically everyone's like, I don't like this GM. You traded me for no reason.
yeah,
And then you don't sign free agents. People don't want to play for you when you get drafted. So you can't go into a rebuild unless everyone's old and agrees to be traded. Or you go into a brand new team that has HO issues where you get that leeway for trading everybody.
yeah, pretty much. And I've,
Like if you
yeah,
just if you decided just now that you wanted to trade everybody on Yellowknife and start over, do that flashy rebuild,
be like,
you
fuck
would
this
have
guy.
so much you'd have so much chaos from HO that they'd be like, why are you trading everybody? Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to lose? And you'd probably get fired, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't have like, you
Well,
know,
I don't know, because Colorado
a
just did that.
okay.
They like well, they had some like their quarterback went inactive, and so they were like, well, we either try and keep running it with a inactive like a quarterback who quit, or we just
Yeah.
sell everybody and rebuild. And I get that. We did the opposite. We had a quarterback just draft. Called him up after his fourth season, and then he went inactive. He didn't even like go inactive. He just disappeared, completely
Yeah.
ghosted everybody. And we were like, well, guess we'll just buy old quarterbacks for 2 seasons until we can finally get a different quarterback.
Yeah.
And then, well, then we got really lucky in free agency. We did make a big free agent splash. People who were like had a falling out with their previous team and ended up with us. We won that lottery, I guess is what you say. And we didn't get credit for that. So people are like, well, they just wanted to sign with you the whole time. I'm like, that's not really what I was told, but okay.
Yeah.
So we made a big free agent splash and got like a top tier quarterback and running and wide receiver duo, and people were like, they just wanted to go to you. That wasn't you actually doing work. I was like, oh, all right, well,
And that's the thing
so,
too is there's no like I don't know. Like it's so hard to judge who actually is a good GM.
yeah,
Especially like if you're looking at it at a competitive stand. Like if you look at like how great the locker room is, like I could think like that's actually showing to somebody that if they have a good locker room and they have players that are like, constantly earning and are doing jobs, I feel like that's a better show of a GM's abilities than they just win a lot.
yeah, and like I've had
Because
our locker rooms
you're
like gone
making
through different stages, I guess. But yeah, I
but it's
agree.
like if you have like a locker room full of people that are getting jobs around the ISFL or they're very active users, I feel like that's a better show of what you're doing as a team and as a GM than
Yeah,
just somebody that wins a bunch of ultimates because they have a bunch of high TPE guys.
yeah, but at the same time, like you could have just gotten lucky and like your draft picks
Yeah, I
stayed
mean, yeah,
and like you just did a little bit better and they're like, oh well,
that's
my friends are
that's
gonna join.
that's really it too. Is just lucky. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy could be like the best DSFL prospect in the history of the league, and then they wake up one day and go, "I'm not feeling the league anymore," and
Yeah.
then there's nothing you can do about that.
Which has happened multiple times. I've known that to happen.
Yeah,
To me, I drafted a couple like first round picks that were just like they were super big, super active in the minors, or then like after they joined, they're like, well, I'm kind of just like over it. Like I had like one really
yeah,
big season, and I was like really into it, but after I took an off season off, they're like, well, I just don't care anymore. I'm not really like coming back. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
okay, well, you were really into it a couple months ago.
I think that thing too is the newness of the league really wears off after they're drafted in the ISFL.
Yeah, it gets
Because it's like you go from all right, I'm doing the prospect bowl and I'm making my player, and then now I'm being drafted to the minors and I'm doing my first actual season, and then it's like
yeah.
okay, now I'm being drafted to the big leagues. It's like all right, here we go. It's like okay, now I'm doing the season and the same thing I was doing again. And it's kind of like I
Yeah,
have nothing really to look forward now other than the season, and it's
yeah.
like
That's not, yeah. Like that first season's like, oh, it's all this cool new stuff, and it's like, well, I guess we're
you
just
don't really have anything to
here.
look forward to other than
Yeah,
just I mean
it's like, hey, you want to do the
yeah.
same exact thing you already did again for the next
Yeah,
3 years of your life?
y-
Welcome to the
you're doing
ISFL.
the same PTs. You're doing I mean, you're basically just going through the same constant motion to hope your player's good, so you can actually have good stats. But
Yeah,
the
and like,
fun of the league is in your first two seasons.
yeah, and I've had a hard time like. There's rookies who have like gotten like mad at me, I guess, because like they're like when I scout them, they'll be like, oh, I want to talk about my successes in the DSFL and like my player. I'm like, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm glad you did great. I don't
Yeah,
care how your player did. Like
yeah,
I have zero interest how good your player was in the DSFL. Like I just
yeah,
like I don't even care how my player did in the ISFL. Like that's not. I need to find people like who are like into the community and into the
yeah,
people and like oh yeah, I love there's people here and like all this like I love the lore and the writing and the media. I love the
yeah,
stats or something like that. And it's like yeah, that's like I want to hear about. And when I scout people, I want to hear about them as people. I don't want to hear about your
yeah,
player. I want to hear about you, who you the person is, and like what makes you you the human on the other side of the screen. What makes you tick? Like
yeah.
that's what
Which
it's gonna
I,
build the connection. And people are like, I don't
I
understand.
guess, and that's the problem with sim leagues in general. You can't join it as like a fan of the sport.
Yeah,
More of you have to like you can't join the league because you really like football. You have
yeah,
to really like the community that's been created in the ISFL. That's basically loosely around football.
yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, and we talked about this. I hate football as a
Yeah,
as a sport. I
yeah,
find it extremely boring. I,
yeah.
but I
And
find the community great.
like I'm a huge baseball fan, but I hated PBE because it didn't feel like baseball.
Yeah,
Because like the way the sim is and the way that like I love OOTP, but the way it's used in PBE
it's
doesn't feel like baseball.
yeah,
You're just
it's
min maxing a baseball player, and
yeah.
it just doesn't feel right.
Everybody is pretty much min maxing either a Trey Turner or an Aaron Judge, and
Yeah,
everybody's playing the exact same pitcher build, and it's like, well,
yeah,
this it's not fun to watch seven not nine Otanis versus nine Otanis, right? Nobody
yeah, exactly.
wants to watch. Okay, I'd watch it once. I can't watch it 5 times a day,
Yeah,
and that's what OT.
and you know,
That's what PBE is.
and like it doesn't because like the beauty of baseball is how all these people that are completely different compete in the sport and are successful.
Yeah,
Like you know, like you said, everyone makes an Aaron Judge, but like the Jose Altuve's of the world, the small guys, or like
the David
a
Fletchers.
the David Fletcher, yeah, like those guys that are like they're not huge, big superstar guy, or like the
Yeah,
Jonathan Arauz. Like it's like these guys that
yeah,
are like mid tier guys would make baseball great, but you don't have that in PvE because everyone's built exactly the same.
yeah. Yeah. I agree. It's like
There's no story of like, oh man, this pitcher only throws 88 miles an hour, but he threw a complete game shutout in the World Series. Like that doesn't happen. If you throw 88 miles an hour in PBE, you're getting absolutely shelled in the first inning.
yeah. Or
There's nothing you can
here's
do
this
about it.
veteran. His name is I don't
Yeah,
know. Let's call him Penis Hill or something, right?
Yeah,
And he's been pitching like 30 years, and he's still fucking like good. Like
yeah,
he's not
yeah,
bad. He's better than most of your players. Like that's crazy. Like, and he's never
yeah,
been like the best pitcher ever, but he's always pitching. And it's like that's
yeah.
you don't get that in PBE.
No,
Like,
you don't get those stories of those journeymen that were bouncing around and now they're get that big hit in the big moment. Like,
yeah, you don't get the guy who like has one pitch hit in his career and it's a grand slam versus Max Scherzer.
yeah, exactly.
Because he's a
You know,
fucking
and
reliever.
and
That doesn't happen, and it will never happen. And
because like
but you can't
when
let it
I
happen.
when I made my pitcher, I was like, okay, I want to make it like a Lance McCullers. I'm gonna be a fastball, curveball, slider guy. And they're like, oh, if you want to be successful, your first pitch has to be a curveball, your second pitch has to be a sinker, and your third pitch has to be a circle change. It's like
Yep.
no one pitches and doesn't throw a fastball
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah.
Like no one's throwing
In
80
real life, you can't because it
curveballs.
doesn't work
Like
in real life. That's not how that's
no.
not how pitching works.
So it's like it just doesn't feel like baseball when everyone has these absurd everything.
Yeah, because it's not mind it's a statistics engine. It's not a mind games on deception engine,
Yeah,
which like
exactly.
baseball, almost all sports are both. With like we were talking about the option earlier, like
Yeah,
DDSPF doesn't care about the trick of the option. They're like
no,
you
yeah,
have a triple option, like okay, well we're just gonna go for the guy with the ball. Like we know
yeah,
instantly who has the ball. We're not gonna be like oh who has it. They just go for their
yeah.
designated target,
It,
and
it'll
then
never be surprised if a quarterback with 60 speed runs with the ball.
yeah.
Does a fake and runs with it because it's always gonna the
It's like,
quarterback's running and hit him.
yep, yeah. It's like
No,
there's no
yeah,
trickery involved. You can't do trick plays. I mean, like even without trick plays, there's no deception.
yeah,
You
no,
can't have a clever playbook or playbook because like
no,
we all have to run the same playbook and it's just stats. It's a stats
yeah.
engine. It's really
And there's no surprise.
Excel with pretty colors.
And it would be nice if, like, at least in football, if the playbooks almost had like a rock paper scissors to it, where it's like you could actually be deceptive of like, okay, I'm gonna run this offense, take advantage of their defenses, and unless they're aware of it, I'm gonna walk all over them.
Yeah,
Like, it happens in football all the time. They, if you go, I know they have bad corners, I'm just gonna throw the ball all day. That doesn't really work like that.
yeah, but I've looked at like if you look every if you haven't and you get a chance to look at like teams playbooks and like our game planning, almost every team runs pretty much the exact same thing because
Yeah,
there's just
especially with DSFL. So
yeah
DSFL is
DSFL
basically just everyone runs
ISFL
everything exactly.
besides like a few teams in the ISFL like pretty much the same thing and they have to have like a running
Yeah,
quarterback for it to be different. Even then they're just running
yeah,
they're running the same you're running Smash Mouth or Smash Mouth with a running quarterback is
yeah,
what 99% of teams run. You run verts on third and long and fourth and long,
yeah.
and that's it. That's what you do, and there's no
I
way around it.
I remember when I first became a GM in DSFL, which we were a bad team. The season was over anyway. I was like, I'm just gonna just throw the ball, 70% of the time instead of running it 70 like we've been doing, because no one else is doing it just for something fun and different. And everyone was like, yeah, you can't do that. You'll never win a game doing that.
Yeah,
It's like, how is that football where you're like, the team's bad, so all we're gonna do is just run nonstop like
yeah,
that? That's just I don't know. But like you said, it's just an Excel spreadsheet pretending to be football or pretending to be baseball.
yeah. Which I think works great as a single player game because you can like mess with. You do have the chance to work with like mid tier players and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're not min maxing everything.
Yeah, but like the way sim leagues work, you have to do it that way. You can't not do it
Yeah,
that way, or it's not fair. And
yeah.
it's you can't have RNG dictate more than it already does, because then it's like, well, what's the point of trying if you're
Which
just gonna.
which
So
is weirdly why I love the Prospect Bowl, because everyone's 50 TPE and you're running a very generic offense and defense. So it's literally just the sim at its best.
yeah,
There's no min maxing. It's literally just let's see what the sim does.
yeah,
You know, it's like, will you do good? Will you suck? No one knows. It's just whatever the sim decides this time.
yeah,
And that's what makes like OOTP so great. Is just I'm gonna put this team together and see what the sim does with it.
yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see, like, for fun. And you could never do this in a real league, obviously. Like, take the play, like everybody's starting builds, like
Yeah,
currently in the ISFL, and then sim 10 seasons with
yeah,
like development turned on, and just kind of see
And just
who
see.
who develops into what, and like it's not it'll have no impact on the actual ISFL because we don't have development like that.
Yeah.
So, but like what would happen if we ran it with development and like this person just randomly? What if fucking Jimmy became the best quarterback of all time again?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, just start off, everyone's the same and just see what the league decide.
Yeah,
Just let it go, y- you're just literally just watching and like, oh man, my player got faster this week, or my player catches better now this week, or
yeah,
things like that. That you know exactly what you're getting better at, but you don't really see it work on the field because it's just kind of
yeah. The game
looking at
has
the
has
game. It's the same.
yeah, the game has the code for development. It's not good, and we
Yeah,
obviously cannot use it. Compared to other sports games, it's definitely
yeah.
mid, but it's still there, and it'd be
Same,
interesting to see.
same thing with like morale and stamina and all that. Like,
Yeah, it,
like, I get why it's all turned off because that it'd be unfair if someone had a good game and then they got injured and now their whole season's shot, so they're
yeah,
earning for nothing.
and
So I
like
get that completely.
yeah, we
But it's
just
it's
it's
like
it's it's
things.
it's only so much you can do with it.
Yeah, but like it would be cool to just like on a separate like run. It would just be like let's just see.
Yeah, yeah, because if we do that in real life, like then the problem is, I've had people argue that, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds really cool, but then there's no intrinsic value in being like a positive contributor to the league.
Yeah,
Like the,
but I mean, is
yeah,
there really one now? I mean,
I mean, maybe not positive, but active contributor.
yeah,
So like to be able to max earn, to be the best player, you have to do something. There's no way to be a max earner. Sorry, there's two ways to be a max earner. You either contribute something positive to the league, maybe not even positive, you contribute something to the league, or
yeah,
you gamble. So
yeah.
it's the only two ways to be a max earner. So
You have to have money. You have to have money to buy TPE. I mean, that's just the cycle.
yeah,
To get better, you have to get TPE. To
and
have
so
TPE, you have to have money. To have money, you have to do something. You have to do something for the league.
exactly. So that's how it is. It's just is sometimes it's like, well, a lot of
Yeah,
rookies don't understand it because it's not clear what the league's like when you join.
yeah.
So
It, and I
I
think that's what throws a lot of people off is they think football first because I mean it is a football sim league.
mhm.
They think oh it's football first, but it's really not. I mean the football is just kind of the end result, but everything you're doing is just it's role playing in a
Yeah,
league that happens to be football themed.
yeah, pretty much. You
I
could
mean
you
you're playing Dungeons and Dragons but football.
yeah, and like we've
I mean
like the existence of other sim leagues prove you basically just hot swap the the formula for a different sport, and
yeah,
it's the same thing pretty much. It
yeah.
does obviously attract people
SHL
who are
and
like
PBE.
more to like one league or another, but yeah, it's the same thing. So
Like it's very much of just which one of these sports do you like, and we're not even the sports. Which one of these communities do you like the best?
yeah,
Because that's really what it is.
yeah,
Because I mean, like I said, I'm a baseball fan. I mean, I like football, but I'm gonna go baseball all day if I could have the choice between the two. But I just can't get into PBE, which I know a lot of the community is the same, but it just didn't feel the right. It didn't feel like the community I want to be a part of.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so it was
that's
just
the
kind of
reason you and I quit. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the only reason you and I quit. Anybody who says
But
different's
like,
wrong. But yeah, I know. I I have felt even when I was a GM there, like it still wasn't the same. I wanted to love if GMing there because I love
yeah,
baseball. I love baseball. I love baseball
yeah,
stats, and none of it fucking matters.
yeah,
Like you can't find a guy who's like, oh man, this guy's just random is like surprisingly really good against lefties with this type of curveball,
yeah,
at night. And that happens in
yeah,
real life. You have a guy that's like, this guy's weirdly randomly good against lefties who throw this specific type of curveball at night. And it doesn't matter
yeah,
because every team only has three relievers and they're all the exact same goddamn build.
yeah.
So it's like, well,
And, and especially when it's there isn't really pinch hitters in PBE, so you can't go
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm starting this guy because we're facing a righty, but if they bring a lefty in, I'm going to pinch hit and put this guy in.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. You're just like, well, we have a
And
lefty now, so this guy sucks.
and I, I
You're
can't
just
I can't be like, okay, so this guy has a history of like being wild like in this situation. So just
yeah,
take pitches. Like you can't
that
do
doesn't
that.
happen.
Yeah. Or like this
Do
guy
you even
has a
do you
tendency
even
to
pick
swing
like
all the time.
do you even pick like what reliever comes in, or is that all just
Nope.
OTP?
That is OTP picking it. You cannot pick what
So
reliever
like
comes in.
again, that's a big part of baseball is knowing the matchup and knowing I'm going to use this guy. He's a high ground ball guy, and I need a double play, so I'm going to bring this
Yeah.
guy in. Like that,
It's actually
you
like
can't make those decisions.
one of the reasons we lost. I feel like we lost the playoffs that one season was because so we put our best pitch. The league put our best pitcher in maybe in inning too early. They're like this as a stopper.
Yeah,
And like I'm like, okay. So he came in the seventh. He's a closer, and I'm like, it's a close game. I understand why it put him in as a stopper, but I'm like,
yeah,
the rest of our relievers were either gassed or absolute shit. So I was like, if this
Yeah.
were real life, like I'm right or dying this guy. I don't care how tired his arm is. Like
yeah.
I'm right or dying him to the end.
He's closing this game.
Yeah, this
unless
is,
we
like-
put up 5 runs next inning.
Yeah, like this is my guy. Unless either he's gonna lose the game, or we're gonna score 10 runs. Like
Yeah.
like that's how it's
Like,
gonna be.
Like you couldn't have a Madison Bumgarner in the World Series moment where this guy started 3 games and he closed 2 of them. Like that can't happen.
Yeah,
You don't have those crazy moments where this guy is literally putting the team on his back and winning it all
and
for
the,
him.
the thing is that's what was happening. Like otherwise, he was like one of the best reliever seasons I've ever seen. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like he was putting up crazy numbers. He was like our only good reliever, and he was putting up crazy numbers all the time. But the game was like, no, your max TPE closer. We're gonna swap him out for your 300 TPE innings eater guy, in
Yeah.
the ninth inning versus one of the best teams the league has ever seen. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, fuck me, I guess that goes that playoff chance, and then we lost.
Yeah.
Because he gave like 3 innings. I'll get him a single run. I was like, just let him go one more. Real life, let him go
Yeah.
one more. The dude's out of stamina. In
And-
real life, the man would be like, fuck it, let me stay, dude.
Yeah, I'm pushing through it, and the coach was like, "Look, we need you to keep going." But I guess it's a spreadsheet. It goes, "All right, his stamina is under this percentage. We're pulling him because that's what the code tells me to do."
Yep. Or like he's under this stamina, so he's always going to give up a hit now.
Yeah. So it's like, it would be nice, and again, that's just the way these sim leagues are. You can't go into them thinking this is the sport I love
Yeah.
because it's not going to play like that sport.
Yeah. The only way to somewhat do that is if we were playing like FIFA or Madden or
MLB The Show
MLB
or
Show,
something,
where like
yeah.
people could control their own players. But yeah, that's a completely different league.
That's headache. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
headache. That's getting 60 people together to play Madden at the same time.
Yeah, we can hardly
and hope it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, however, no time getting 3 people together nowadays.
Oh, I know.
Life's just hard. Like if that was a requirement, like no way to ever have it happen.
No.
But
I mean, there was another football league that was made. I think it was using like Maximum Football or something like that, which is kind of like it's like Madden but like a worse version. And
yeah,
basically, you're like, oh, what if we do this? That way, we're not doing a spreadsheet. It's actually doing like some football logic. And I mean, it was a mess of a league. I mean, it was fun because you actually get to watch football plays.
oh, are you
But-
talking about super casual football? Or different
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually back, by the way. It's still
is it?
fun.
Okay.
Like because like oh yeah, kind of cool to see my player do stuff, and it's really easy to earn there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
it's
it's
there is football.
it's hard to
logic
do
it.
that.
Yeah, and again,
Yeah.
it's also again, even if after all that, after it's like no longer really like a spreadsheet, it's still like, well, this player
Still
is
video
just
game
gonna
logic.
yeah, like this guy's not gonna just have a really good day because like he had a really good breakfast and he's just like feeling it today. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. Like it's his mom's birthday, so he wants to have a great game.
Yeah, or he just had a son and he's like, dude, I'm feeling
Yeah.
dad power. It doesn't happen.
dad strength. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I have days in real life where I'm like, you know what? I had a really good breakfast this morning. My coffee was good. Like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm not even a football player. But yeah, not that we're complaining about the league. It's just
Oh no,
things that
it's just
we wish we could explain to rookies, and it makes things hard. Little
especially when we recruit on like our NFL. Like
yeah,
you're getting people that love football to the point they're reading about it while they're eating their breakfast every day. Just to, they're living and dying football. And you say, hey, come join this league. It's about football. But then you got to realize, for the most part, no one really cares about the football part.
yeah. As like people have asked me like, "What's your like team like play philosophy?" I'm like, "Ah, fuck."
The same one everyone else
Yeah,
runs.
I don't know I don't know what you want me to say because I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I can tell you what the numbers do and what the numbers
yeah,
mean. I don't know what it means in football terms. Like
yeah.
I
Like
could run my team's playbook easily. I don't know what the fuck it means in football terms.
yeah, like you can't be like, I'm a wide receiver. I want to go to a team that throws a lot. I'll get more stats because that everyone kind of runs the same playbook.
Yeah,
It's just
you just want to go
hoping
to a
you
team
have
with a
the
higher
sim luck.
TPE quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah. I mean that's really,
Yeah,
and hope you have good luck in the sim.
yeah.
I mean,
You want to play a quarterback with an Armstrong or a Wolfie
yeah,
McDummy Jr. because they just randomly get really
yeah.
good luck.
You're not gonna be like, man, this is the team that I'm gonna excel in the wide receiver one on this team, where I didn't a wide receiver one with that team.
Yeah,
It's not because of the playbook. It's just because of the players around it are better.
yeah,
I mean, that's all it is.
yeah. I think if I had to be honest, I would say fantasy is like more of a like actual like game sometimes than the actual ISFL game.
Yeah, because you actually have some kind of logic
Yeah,
in it that you
if you
don't.
want to be good, you can apply like repeated logic to it. Like okay,
Yeah,
typically this team like the way their TPE is structured, this guy's gonna get like a lot of runs or something.
yeah, and you're actually having sleepers. You're gonna go, hey, this guy's not a high TPE, but I'm looking at the team he's got. He's gonna be a star for this team.
Yeah,
He's gonna get all
he's got a max
which is it.
quarterback, and he's the only one wide
Yeah,
receiver, even though he's only 600
yeah,
TPE. He's gonna get every throw.
yeah, yeah. So it's like that is actually more of the fantasy of it is more football than the actual sim.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
All right, so we've gone 45 minutes, and I haven't asked a single question.
we are actually talking about the league for once.
Yeah,
People are gonna hate this podcast.
yeah.
They're like,
People are
God,
like,
I don't want to talk about the league
why are
anymore.
these two have never talked about the league in their entire time? What are they doing?
we are listening to this to forget about the league.
Yeah,
Look at them, talking
yeah.
about the league the whole time. Watch this be the one we don't get paid for.
Yeah, like you guys didn't spend enough time in the league. What are you talking about? I was gonna look and try and see how did you guys do in the DSFL?
we came in last.
I thought you playoffs for some reason.
Let me pull the index up.
Maybe I thought Casey said you guys made playoffs or something. Maybe I was mistaken. Season 55. Oh, you definitely came in last. Huh.
Yeah, we are 5-9.
I was confused then. Oh, Dev made playoffs.
We were close. If we'd won, we would have made it, but we didn't do the winning.
Dev. Okay, that was it. No, it wasn't Casey who won the Ultimate. It was Dev. In ISFL. Yeah, well, actually, yes. In Yellowknife, we actually had a really good season, which is funny.
Nice.
Because this is one of those seasons where we're like, well, we're taking a step back this season, so let's take this season to like do like a small little like retool, and we're gonna change some guys around. We're gonna wait for like next season. We're gonna have a bunch of like new guys come up, and we're gonna have like you come up, and like, a bunch of new guys switch, and our guys will like really come into themselves next season. And then we went 11-5 and finished the top of the division or conference, and we were like, and so I've always been team, Homer's gonna listen to this, and he's been like, well, this is when I gave up the sim, and I've always been like, well, there's only so much you can do. Sometimes you can just be like, well, this season we just give up, and then we do really well. And he was like, I give up. I don't know what to do. I'm like, yeah, welcome. Glad you could join the rest of us, buddy.
Yep. Sim testing is the biggest lie taught to every GM in the league.
I still again, I've talked about this in before. I still think season testing is like fine because you can get like a
Yeah, it's
general
fine.
feel
Yeah,
of like what your
but
team's
game
gonna
to
do.
game,
Game to game, it's you can go for the extra
yeah,
5%. It just hurts more when you lose.
yep. And then you go and you complain on the HO chat of, oh, I want to resim. We had an 80% chance of winning. Why
Yeah,
didn't we win?
yeah.
And
Hey, why was our quarterback
because
played at DT and they're like it actually didn't affect your stats? I'm like it's a more affected my moral stats.
yes, that didn't get a resim, but we're resimming. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Did you guys know that
I'm team never resim.
in season 27, Philadelphia,
Oh,
Darkus is gonna kill me if he listens to this if I say that.
oh my god.
So during a
I
couple
am.
seasons ago, maybe like 5 seasons ago, when we had the resim actually happen, because like some stamina stuff, I kept saying that, and they were like, "I'm gonna die. I'm gonna kill you." I'm like, "Hey, can I
I
get
am team never resim ever.
Yeah,
The
I
only
am.
reason we should resim is because someone fucked up so bad, like they were trying to harm the league. That was the only time I think it would make, like, if someone went in there and deleted everyone something.
Yeah,
Okay, yes, but
it has to be like something insane. Like, oh, this guy,
yeah,
we accidentally like turned all of these players, like all your entire like offense was turned into 50 ETB, or your quarterback was turned from
yeah,
like his max quarterback build to
or
his
like
250
the
TP
F
build.
speed thing that happened 20 years ago, where the guy's speed was an F instead of a number.
Yeah,
You know, stuff like that. It's like, okay, an updater royally fucked this,
yeah,
so we're
which
redoing
can't
this.
really happen anymore because updating's all done automatically. So,
Yes, yep,
I mean, even
that shouldn't happen
like
anymore. Yeah.
I don't want to. The schedule has been fucked up like 3 seasons in a row. It's been wrong, and they have tried multiple times to
Okay.
fix it, but it's been wrong. Like maybe this season was right. It was fucked up like multiple seasons in a row, and
What's wrong with the
like
schedule?
it was backflipped. There's a formula to, like which teams face who and which teams gets home teams to balance it out to be as even as it can get, and it was flipped. Like the home and away
Okay.
teams were flipped for out of conference games, which in the long run, technically speaking, it doesn't actually affect things because like usually
Yeah.
you'll face like the number 1 and the number 4 team away and the number 2 and the number 3 team home, right? And it was flipped.
Yeah.
So objectively, it doesn't actually really affect anything because now you have a better chance like versus the 2 and 3 and a worse chance versus the 1 and 4.
Yeah.
But morally, like say you think you're supposed to face like the best team at your home turf, you're like great, we have a home field advantage, which statistically it's in this game. We can show you, we can prove it with math that home teams gives you an advantage. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Oh, yeah.
it's not a mental, oh, maybe the home team you get an advantage at home. Like
It's like a 20%,
there's a
30%
button.
It's a big advantage.
Yeah, like the home team just loses less stamina. It's an objective number. And so like if you're supposed to face like the best team in the other conference at home, and then the schedule comes out, you're facing them away. It's like this sucks. It's like
Yeah.
sure, we now get to face the 2 and 3 team at home, so it should technically like balance the chances out. It feels so bad. It's like
Yeah.
this is not fun. And it happened to us
Is
like
there
a
still
couple
an
seasons
odd
ago.
number of teams in the conferences?
Wow, that's a great question that I should know off the top of my head.
Because I know
2,
that
3,
was a
4,
big
5.
issue when we went
Yes,
to.
there is not a number of teams. There's 7 teams in each conference.
And they're still playing 13 games or 14 games?
16. We're playing 16 games.
Playing full 16 now?
We're playing
Oh,
full
dang.
16 now. Which, coming
Okay.
from a sport with 162 games, full 16 sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. Especially considering the NFL doesn't even play 16 anymore. The NFL plays 17 now.
Oh, ooh. Wow. Congratulations.
I know.
Talk
I
about
know.
any given Sunday, right?
Oh, I know.
Another reason I
But
don't
it's
like
like-
football. It's like, great, good job. You beat this guy like one time out of, one
Yeah.
time. Doesn't mean you're better, but
And okay, I get that. I get the tired thing for football where they only play once a week. I get that completely. I don't get it for the NBA where they play one game a week and are like, ah, man, I can't play 2-3 games a week. It's like, That I don't understand as much. Like I get there's a lot of running,
I don't know.
whatever.
I'd say
But
like
as much,
depending on your position, like you're moving a lot more in basketball than you
I
are
mean,
in
you're
football.
moving. Yes, you're moving a lot, but you're also getting breaks in between. Like
Yeah,
I'm not saying they should play every day like baseball does,
yeah,
but if as much as guys are taking time off, you would think they're playing like, you know, they could play like 2, 3 games a week pretty easy.
yeah. I mean, I can't.
I
I
don't
don't.
know. I hate everything about basketball schedule.
I know almost nothing about basketball, so I really can't comment.
They have the longest playoffs for no reason. Every series is a best of 7 series,
You know what?
which is insane.
It does seem like basketball playoffs. It's like when I feel like they're like, here comes the basketball, the NBA playoffs. I'm like, wasn't the
Yeah.
NBA playoffs like 2 months ago? It does feel
Well, 80% of the league makes the playoffs, and every series is a best of 7. So
that's
you have the one playing
holy
the 8
shit.
seed
That's
possibly 7 times.
that should be your regular season. What?
Yes.
That's a regular season schedule. That's
Like it and the way they do it is, how baseball, when you do a best of 7, you play 2, then 3 on the road and 2 more at home. So you do two off day, 3 off day, 2.
yeah.
Basketball is you do 2 off day, 2 off day, 1 off day, 1 off day, 1 off day.
What?
So you go home, home, away, away, home, away, home.
That seems really weird to me.
So it's a lot of traveling. So you're taking a lot of time off. So these series take forever, and it's just like
That
it's
explains
insane.
a lot because I never actually follow, but I always feel like
Yeah.
it's going on forever. I'm like, didn't
Yeah,
they just like, oh, we
It-
just
it-
we just won this playoff game? I'm like, didn't you like play like a
Yeah.
week ago? Like, what are you still playing? What are
yeah.
you talking
The,
about?
the playoffs are just almost as long as the season. It's absolutely insane.
That's yeah. You're allowed to do whatever you want to your sport. It feels real backwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like baseball's right. You do the wild card. You got a 1-game play in. Then you play a best of 5. Well, actually, no. Now the wild cards are best of 3, but it's a best of 3. You play a best of 5. Then you play 2 sevens, and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, we're both baseball fans. We both objectively
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like baseball does it the best, but
Yes.
it's objectively correct. So, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, 56 minutes in. Time to answer questions.
question.
No, we've been going long enough. We can now no longer have to worry about not talking about the ISFL. So we're good.
All right, let's go.
First question
Now
about
we
the
can say
ISFL.
whatever. Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
Speaking of us shit talking like moves, actually, we kind of answered this question. Baijin asks, what's your best and worst moves in the ISFL, and what is your best advice for new players? And we kind of just did that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Really, yeah.
So
I mean, I say, like, advice-wise is just don't go into it thinking don't go into it with a football mind. Go in it with the community, like role play mind. That's just kind of football themed. Would probably be my best advice.
Yeah. Not even like, I don't even want to say role play. Like you can, I guess, but like
go in just like it's a Discord channel of people that are hanging out that have a loose connection in football.
Yeah.
Probably
don't take your
way
stats
to
to
do it.
heart for sure is one thing I'd say. Because like
yeah.
you're gonna. There's only so much that's not gonna be sim luck.
Yeah.
After so many seasons, I hate to say it's just sim luck, but it's just sim
It
luck.
is.
How you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Your player could be blessed by the gods, and then
Yep.
so like you could build the exact same build as somebody else, and they'll just have a better season, even if you're put in the exact same situation. That's just how it
Yep.
is. And so don't take failure to heart. Don't.
That has been my most fun in the DSFL is dealing with the new rookies that come to Portland that are wide receivers or tight ends or running backs with me as a terrible quarterback and them blaming me for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's always like, I have no control of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm literally just watching the same sim
Yeah.
you are.
Like, what
And
were you
I have so
doing?
much fun of going like, I just don't respect you, so I'm not throwing the ball to
Yeah.
you. Like, I just love having so much fun of doing that.
Yeah.
Knowing
Like,
I have zero control of
can you do that? No.
No.
And it's frustrating as a GM sometimes. Like, give us a break. I'll be honest. Like, people are like, well, why isn't I getting like these stats? I'm like, fuck if I know, dude. Like, based off of like everything,
God, yeah.
everything I know about like what the sim should be doing, like logic wise, not logistically, logic wise, you should be getting the stats that I told you would.
Yeah.
Why are you not? I have no fucking idea.
that was one thing I always hated is if we did get a free agent and we said, hey, look, we sim tested a season with you on our roster. These are the stats you're getting. And then like when they get on the team, they're like, hey, why am I not getting those stats? I'm only getting like 2 carries as a running back. It's like, look,
Yeah.
I'm putting the stats in that I simmed for that I showed
Yeah.
you. I don't know why it didn't give you the ball.
Yeah. It's like, look,
I
yeah.
can't control that.
I did 500. There was one time, one of our players, Pizza. He's great. I love Pizza. His name's Brooker, I guess his actual name. You could probably remember him. He's been in the league a long time, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to have a Hall of Fame career, and I was like, you know what? Defensive tackles, if they're like consistently like in the league, like I feel like most defensive tackles, if they have the longevity to be there, like they seem like a pretty good Hall of Fame chance, right? I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I think if you're max earning at DT and you're like our main DT, you're gonna have a good chance of getting stats. And like I pulled, I was like, here, I did, 1,300 like sim tests with this specific you in this spot, and then 1,300 you in this spot, and like you were averaging this, like this was your average, sacks per season, and like the season that he came in, he got like a quarter of that, and I was like, I have no idea. I've run so many tests, and you were averaging this. This was just one of the averages that, you lost.
Yeah, this is just one of the sims you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is everything's basically a coin flip. I mean, yeah, it's a 70-30 coin flip, but it's still just like the game's flipping a coin, deciding if you're good today.
Yeah, everything in the game was a 50-50, either win or you lose.
Yeah.
But like we tested 85% versus one team, and we lost. And some guy was like, how the fuck did we lose? Like, I can't, what is going on? How did we lose this team? I'm like, fuck if I know, dude. So if you look at, like, here's 5,000 tests I ran, like, over 2 days, just because my computer was free, right? This specific, like, score line, where, like, they scored this much and we scored this little, like, those two individual things happened twice out of, like, 5,000 runs. Like, the fact that they both happened at the same time, that is 50-50. And he was like, that's how stats work. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it's funny.
I know the old Sim 2 would have like purposely bad things coded. Like it would just decide out of the blue, no matter how you could have 1,000, a 99 everywhere quarterback, and it would just say, hey, this game you're throwing 5 interceptions. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
It just says it. That happened in the old Sim a lot. I don't really know if it happens in the new one, but the old one, it would just be like, it just decided today you're throwing 5 interceptions.
I don't think there's
no rhyme or reason.
So as someone who has broken both the Sims code down extensively, I don't think it actually existed. It just sucked.
It was just something that it would just be like, all right, you're throwing 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
We don't know why. The game's just like, yep, you're throwing 5 interceptions this game.
Something cornerbacks will hate is that after you're past like 800 TPE, no matter what you do, actually no.
It's sort of like 500.
Sorry, no. You could be 50 TPE or like 3,000 TPE, and your actual contribution to the chance of interception is less than 6%. Yeah. Interceptions are based almost solely off the quarterback stats. And so if they're a max quarterback, which like this is versus a max quarterback. Versus a max quarterback, your stats have a less than 6% swing from 50 TPE to max TPE. And that's just,
that was one of the things too, is so many guys like, oh, I'm gonna put on my points and hands, I'll get more interceptions, when it has nothing to do with interceptions.
Yeah.
Like you can have 0 catching, 0 hands, and still get interceptions because it's just the way it's set up.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate. Like, in pass deflections.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say this. Fuck it. Whatever. Very few people listen to these. But a pass deflection, you can only get a pass deflection if the pass is already considered a missed throw or a dropped pass.
Yeah. Basically, the game decides if it's complete or incomplete first.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is incomplete. Yeah, this is incomplete. And then it's like, well, it goes, in real life, pass deflections happen 5% of the time. So 5% of all incompletions is a random pass deflection, and it just gives it to the closest person.
Yep.
So, which kind of, sucks.
Yeah.
Because like your guy, somebody be like, I'm my max season as a cornerback. Like I'm expecting good stats, and it's like, well, you're looking for pass deflections and interceptions, and those are 100% not on you. You
On the
have
quarterback.
yeah.
Yep.
The quarterback has zero impact on those stats. So
Which
sorry.
again is why corners are so good in the DSFL because quarterbacks are so bad.
It's the only place
So it's like,
where cornerbacks matters.
yeah, because it's like, oh my God, my quarterback had 5 interceptions and I had 15 pass
Yeah.
deflections. It's because the quarterbacks are so bad in the DSFL because they're capped at 250. They're throwing a lot of incompletions, which means you're getting a lot of
Yeah.
stats.
I have a strong opinion. Like I have a strong belief that cornerbacks real contribution to a team is instead measured in tackles and like how many
Yep.
people that how many times they don't get like dragged, like tackles and missed
Yep.
tackles. Like
Which is hilarious because the corners with the most tackles never get voted because they complain that it means they gave up too many catches.
yeah,
Which
like
that makes sense in real
in
football,
real football, and
but
but I'm not going to argue that with other
it
people. It's like yeah,
yeah,
okay, I understand. I
but
understand where you're
but it's
coming
the
from.
opposite. It's the opposite in this league.
In this league, yeah, I believe that that's why like when Tuba changed to a cornerback, I was like, I really think that you should focus on getting tackles because I want us to focus on like not getting interceptions. Like I want us to
Yeah,
focus on that if they get the pass, it's not going anywhere. Like
yeah,
what you're going to do is that if they get the pass, you're going to make sure that they just they go nowhere with it. And that's what I wanted him to build. And we had some good seasons. He didn't have any. He had no good stats, which I was like, yeah,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're gonna. I feel bad. You're gonna have no
You're not gonna
stats.
win any
You're not going
awards,
to
but
any
the team's gonna be
awards.
better because of
Yeah,
it.
I was like, but if you look at like, the sim testing on it, which is only so again, like this is what the sim tests say is that on average we give up 5 less yards per game per season because
Yeah,
you are running this team focus build and you're getting shit stats. That's just like that's what the average is. The average of this the average says we're saving 5 runs a game. Not a lot,
yeah,
but it's or not 5 runs a game, 5 yards a game. That's one first down that you save per game. And
yeah,
that's the difference between these two builds. And it's like, well, that sucks. But so yeah, our advice is just don't take the stat. Really try not to take the stat
yeah,
too seriously. It's
yeah. Like it's fun when your player's doing good, and it is frustrating when you suck.
yeah,
Especially if you have a high TPE build, and you're like, I should be good now. Sometimes the game just decides you're not. I mean, it's
yeah.
just
Or sometimes you're a max wide receiver, and then your quarterback is for some reason absolutely trash, even though he's max.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just that's just the way the game is. Where
yeah,
there really is a sim blessed and sim cursed build. Like
yeah,
there's nothing you did wrong. It's just the game decides you're not getting stats or you're getting crazy stats.
yeah. So enjoy the highs, but don't get too down on the lows.
Yeah, exactly.
And his second part of his question is why is Juni so attractive? And I think it's my personality is 90% of why I'm
I
attractive.
honestly think it's your hair.
Honestly, I agree. My hair is fucking fire. I am never gonna go bald. It is very thick and very wavy and very dark. And you know what? I'm happy with that. It's my grandpa's hair. Oh,
Oh, there you
also,
go.
my eyes are so dark they're almost black, which some
Wow.
people think is really cool.
Very demonic of you.
Wouldn't demonic be like red eyes?
I don't know, man. Normally in horror movies, their eyes turn all
I wonder
black.
if I can get it on camera here. Hold on, where's my switch? I gotta turn my light on. Where's my face? You won't be able to see this, but you can look at it later. This is really
Okay.
important. Yeah, this is. Turn my camera on. Whoa! Sorry, I scared myself.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know if I can. I can't see what I'm putting up to my eyes because my camera's on another monitor. But whatever.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I did it. You know what? What fucking scene was I on? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Found it. Nailed it. Fourth try. I just went through. Got to see all my porn. Whatever.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
that's why I'm so attractive. My personality and my hair and my butt and my eyes. It's not my penis. I'll tell you that. I am Filipino, guys. Anyways, now that I'm done talking about my dick, I can do that because we're past an hour. So
Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want now. We did an hour of ISFL, Joe. You can't
Yeah.
stop us.
Joe doesn't listen to these.
No, I know
Joe
he
just
doesn't.
goes, yeah, there's an hour on there. Give them their money.
Some people listen to them. I don't know who they are. I don't know, who, what. I don't know what inspired you to talk to us listen to us talk about shit for an hour.
Oh, I know, right? We have a show about wrestling that's way more fun than this.
Is it? Yeah, it is. I was told people like hearing us, you and I talk. They say that we have a really good chemistry. I'm like, it's because we're playing video games the whole time.
Yeah.
Turns out when you know somebody
We're also
for
dating.
like, ooh, do our wives know?
Oh my goodness!
If you
Paradise.
if you have very similar personalities and very similar interests and are very similar points in your life, it turns out chemistry is really easy.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Just be cool.
Yeah, just find somebody who is like really similar to you and shares your interests and likes, and guess what? Chemistry's easy.
Just vibe, my guy.
Get vibed. Anyways, the next question is from So Evil. Why do you think Carlin Creekus fell to the third round? Hall, would you like to answer this one, or do you want me to?
I feel like this is more of a you. Being a GM, I feel like you would have more insight on this than I would.
Really, what's your opinion on Carlin Creekus as a player? Just wondering.
I don't know the guy personally.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen from afar, he seems like he just wants a fair shot and he's trying his best out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone's just trying to make a name for themselves. Some are doing better than the others, but everyone deserves a chance.
Yeah. What do you think about his I've heard that he has he has some good strengths, but his what's the word? Also, I'm trying to do this bit. What's the word for like how similar somebody is to another player? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like
yeah, they're talking about when they're doing a draft and they're like, oh, this guy has a lot of
this guy reminds
this
guy reminds me of a Max Scherzer. Got the same kind of thing. Yeah. If you give me what's his player what's a similar player profile you got on Carlin Creekus?
A lot of people don't like hearing this, but I think personality-wise, and maybe not personality. Let's see. Expectant future-wise, as a guy from fell into the third round that could possibly be a sleeper, high ceiling, low floor kind of guy. I'm saying very high ceiling, very low floor. I'm gonna say like a Randy Vuxta.
I was like, that's not a real player. I know who that is.
I'm going for in the league. See, I'm staying in the league.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, that's fair. As a GM, I will tell you it's because we drafted one of his. We drafted the first Creekus brother, so one of his friends, in the first round, and so I think people and we couldn't draft him in the second round. We had to draft our GM, so I think he fell to the third round because people didn't want to. Sometimes it's hard to want to pick people who are friends and then pick the other friend. So they're like, well, we don't want to risk it, and so we picked him in the third round, and I think that's why. Because I think otherwise he was a good. I could have gone higher, but
we drafted him.
We drafted him.
Okay, you know what? He's got a real high.
There you go.
High floor, high ceiling guy. Honestly, the next Wolfie McDummy, the next Armstrong. Yeah.
We drafted all three Creekus brothers.
Okay.
One of them.
One of them had Thanksgiving.
One of them has an Otis render, and I.
Oh my God!
Believe
we have an Otis.
I think,
you didn't tell me we drafted Otis.
I think
Otis.
I think it's Carlin Creekus is the one with the Otis render.
You didn't tell me we drafted Otis.
No, well, yeah, I know.
It's
either Carlin or Carlin or Archie. I can't remember which one it was.
They're my favorite of the brothers now.
I've only seen all their renders together. So
Okay. Oh, so you don't know which one's
I
which?
don't know which one's which. Because I've only seen their draft renders together, so I'm like,
Okay.
yes, these three renders, the Creakus brothers.
What are
One
the okay? So
one of
one's
them,
Otis. What are the other two?
uh, uh, they're not wrestlers. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
Kirito in his fairy form from Sword Art Online.
Oh my god.
Another one is
That's my least favorite.
you know what? I'm not allowed to say that. I'm his GM now. But when he first said it, I was
I
like,
can say it. I can say it.
Look,
Sword Art Online sucks. I don't even like anime. Sword Art Online sucks.
the other one's also an anime character, so
Well,
but it's from Log
I don't
Horizon.
know what that anime is. I
Yeah.
don't know what that one is, so you're automatically second.
I was just like, why'd you? I'll be honest, why'd you pick fairy version?
Yeah, honestly, that the worst version of Kirito too. Could have done gun game Kirito, but okay.
Good job. I'm proud of you. You studied. You did
It's
study
the
for
only
this.
anime I know.
Yeah.
I only know this in One Piece and Dragon Ball. That's all I know.
There you go. Proud of you. You,
The three bangers in anime legend:
Okay,
Dragon Ball, One Piece, and
first of
Sword
all,
Art
just
Online.
disrespect Naruto like that. All right, I'm gonna have to trade you.
Naruto's not a real anime. It's more of an Americanized version of an anime manga.
What the fuck you talking about?
I don't know. I hear you and Jitzel talking about it. Something about Naruto is weird. I don't know, man.
And mostly just how the female representation is just really weird, but that's about it.
That's just anime in general.
Well, yeah. Some are better. Some of them only use women
Like
as a.
Pokemon. Pokemon respects women.
I'd say
Most of them are gym leaders.
I'd say most of the women are used mainly as plot devices in Pokemon, because it's all around Ash.
But most of them are gym leaders. They have high-ranking jobs. They're cops. They're doctors.
So
Some of them are professors.
what I meant is that even if they're in higher ranks, they're only used as plot devices or ways to encourage the main character.
To be fair, that's everybody in Pokemon. Everyone's there to encourage Ash.
I know. It's also
I
sexist
mean-
against other men. And also, it's also bad representation of friendship. Let's be honest. They're my best friend. You're only here to cheer me on and have no character development at all.
That's not true. Misty got to face her fears of how she hates her sisters.
Wasn't that one episode?
But she did it. That's an arc.
You're right. I don't think it's allowed to be an arc if it's a single episode.
It's a filler arc.
The point of filler arcs.
I'm learning.
No,
I've been learning.
You're backwards. Filler arcs aren't allowed to have character development because they have to come back the same way they were before.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Well, she came back the same.
Yeah.
She was still kind of
You know what?
she really didn't like Ash, but she respected him.
You got me there.
Boom.
All right. Next question. This is a break for one of you to nerd out about something for 1 minute and 54 seconds. No more, no less.
All right, let me
So
get my
I already have a timer out, so I'm gonna time you. I was prepared for this one. You have a 1 minute and 54 to nerd about anything you want. You ready?
All right. Starting now. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, cut me down.
Go. Fuck it.
All right. So, since we're all talking about Pokemon, and I'm a big Pokemon fan. What I hate is people that say, I love... Listen. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I hate that everyone's like, oh my god, new Pokemon games are shit, I'm never playing them. I get that. Yes, Pokemon games lately aren't as good as they used to be. I'm still going to play every single one of them that comes out and enjoy the shit out of it. I love Pokemon that I just want more of it. I don't care if it's good or bad. I just want Pokemon. I'm not going to play fucking Palia, Pal World, or everything else. I am going to play Pokemon. And I love Pokemon. Sword and Shield weren't great. They weren't great for the 3D. Neither was Scarlet, but they were fun games. I enjoyed. I played the shit out of them, and I will play the new one that comes out. Everyone's shitting on how bad that the new Legends looks. I get it. ZA doesn't look great. You take away an open world and you're putting straight into a city. Not as fun as it could be. I get that. I'm still going to play it because I love new Pokemon and I love playing new Pokemon. I played all the dungeons. I'm going to play it. Same thing with Marvel movies. Yeah, not all of them were great. I'm going to watch all of them because I enjoy them and I enjoy watching them, and that, they're my comfort. I'm not going to want to be one of those people saying, I'm going to boycott it. I'm going to prove with my money, if I don't buy this, they'll quit making bad ones. No, they won't. Nintendo makes $1 billion every time a Pokemon game comes out. Japan alone's making enough money to make them a reason to make a new one the exact same way they're making it. Me not buying it is just me missing out on Pokemon. I'm not going to be the guy that not plays it and they go, oh, okay, he didn't play it. Let's make him better next time. That's not going to do anything. I want to enjoy Pokemon. I don't care if it's not perfect. There's always fun things that make me remember it. Of, oh my god, I remember playing this. I caught this. I did this. It was fun, and I will do it every single time. And I hate people that online telling me not to enjoy Pokemon because of what it is today. All right, no, we're not going to have another Emerald. No, we're not going to have a Diamond.
Time.
But I'm enjoying.
Nope. All right. Good job. Have we never talked about Pokemon before?
I do with Jitsu. I don't talk with you because you don't like Pokemon.
I love Pokemon. What are you talking about?
We don't talk about it enough.
I play them all the time. I've like hundreds of hours in Scarlet and Violet playing the raids and shit. What are you talking? I'm in a Pokemon.
I've only talked about it with Jitsu.
I'm in a Pokemon draft league right now. What the fuck?
Well, I have a Charmander tattooed on my arm. All right. I love Pokemon in and out. I've talked with Jitsu because I thought you didn't like it.
I fucking love Pokemon. What the fuck?
Well,
I've never missed a game.
We learned something new about each other today, didn't we?
Yeah. What made you think I hate Pokemon?
I don't know. I think it's because when Sword and Shield came out, I only talked about it with Jitsu, and you never said anything about it. So I was just like, oh, he doesn't like Pokemon.
Well, the Sword and Shield was bad.
I figured you're just like, you're a Digimon fan. You know, you're gonna play with your digital monsters, so you're not gonna be playing with Pokemon.
I'm not a Digimon guy. I'm definitely a Pokemon guy.
I mean, you're a Zatch Bell guy through and through. I get it.
All right, fuck off about Zatch Bell. First of all, stay back the fuck off. Zatch Bell's king. You shut the fuck up. First of all,
I do. I had Zatch Bell cards. I bought the cards. I bought the books. I'm not even gonna front. I watched the fuck out of Zatch Bell.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're fucking call out Shaman King. I'm gonna be like,
you know what? I'm gonna say the only good animes are animes that are selling me something. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's all of them.
Bakugan, that's banger.
They all have. You know how many One Piece figures I have of
No. I meant like games.
Games. Yeah.
They're selling me games.
I do have lots of Beyblades.
I don't believe in the gotcha bullshit that's taking over the world now. But if you're telling me you're selling me cards or you're gonna sell me little figurines I can fight with, I'm buying it every day.
All right. Well,
like,
I don't know how
like, I'm buying Beyblades. I'm buying Bakugans. I'm buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm buying Pokemon cards.
I used to play raids with QJ every day.
Well, I don't think QJ liked me very much. So
QJ likes you. He talks about you all the time.
Well, he doesn't hang out with us.
Well, he plays
QJ,
mostly.
We don't listen to this. I want you to know.
He plays mostly Destiny right now. So we dropped Destiny. So that's kind of why.
yeah, that makes sense.
He's big into Battlefield 6 though. So
it's good. It's good.
Anyways, that was our 1 minute 54 seconds of nerding out. So I don't feel like I have to do it now.
No, it's fine. You've been talking a lot. You're good.
Okay, I would just talk about
nerd out just by doing this.
I would talk about the decline of mecha anime, but
I definitely don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't.
I listen to you and Jitsu talk about Gundam nonstop that's my fucking nerding out. Listen to you two go at it. I used to have wrestling to bond with Jitsu away from you, but now you've kind of taken over into that, so now I can't even bond with Jitsu away from you anymore.
To be fair, I only get like maybe 25% of wrestling references you guys have.
That was like my go-to. Is like, oh, okay, he talks to Jitsu about anime. I talk to Jitsu about wrestling.
We don't even talk about anime that much.
We talk. It comes up a lot, and you and I talk about baseball away from Jitsu. We had a nice little like rock paper scissors triangle. Every group had something away from the other one.
You guys talk about how do I say this in?
Okay, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I know where you were going.
Yeah.
Let me save you there. I know where you were going.
Different genres of music you guys enjoy more than me.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I was like, fuck, how do I say this without seeming like a total dick?
Let me go ahead and record.
Yeah. You guys like who got the raps and the rhymes and the buster rhymes and the salt and pepper.
Now I've definitely said this to him. Consider your name Busta Rhymes and Salt and Pepper.
You guys like that stuff, right? The LL Cool J's.
What do you mean, you guys? What do you mean, you guys?
You're so white. You can't use that.
I know.
I was like, all right, yeah. So you do your own thing. Okay. Speaking of wrestling, though, Wrestling Quest. That was
let's go.
That was a conversation for nothing to do with the podcast or the ISFL.
I think you gave me a sneak peek of this this
Yeah.
question here.
So Devo, Dev 0. God, he's been on the team for like a year. I've never asked him to pronounce his fucking name. Dev has asked us, special one. Here we go. Top 5 actual tag teams of all time. Not just thrown together
Okay.
for a match, but
Now-
they competed as a tag team. He does not define
So-
the criteria for top.
Okay, so how are we going to define it? Because like, do they have to have a name, or is it like they
He-
want to
no,
tag
no,
belts,
he
or
does
they
say
wrestled
So
together?
he says not thrown together for matches, but actually competed as a tag team. I would define that as they have a name. If they've been a defined tag team, it means they have a name. So they
But
have
here's
to be,
the thing: you have guys like Christian and Edge who were they won 7 tag titles together.
Okay.
Don't have a tag name. Now they did wrestle with the Brood, but that was
Okay.
only when they had Gangrel with them.
Christian and Edge are a edge case. edge case. Because can you name? I can't name any other. Okay, I can name another one. Technically, no, never mind. There's not any other tag team exactly like that where they competed a long time without a name. There's no big one.
I mean, they're normally brothers, like the Hardys,
Yeah,
the Steiners.
the Hardys, the Steiners, the Usos. They
Yeah.
don't need a name because they already have a name. That doesn't count.
Their name is
The
their
the name is their
family,
family. So
basically.
it doesn't count. Yeah, well, the Hart brothers were the Hart Foundation, so fuck off.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who else fought together a lot, but they were just Miz and Morrison. I mean, they were the M&Ms, but they were.
You're not gonna put them on this list, or I'll kill you.
I mean, I'm not. But
Yeah, so
I'm
doesn't
not,
count.
but-
Doesn't matter. So let's go one at a time.
All right,
So
so
you
we're
so
starting,
what was
starting with number one?
No, so this is I didn't number mine. We're gonna
Okay.
do this.
We're just gonna name just five
so
of our favorite tag teams.
You name one, and then I'll name one. Then I'll tell you if I have them or not. If I don't, I will name another one, and then
Okay.
you can tell me if you have that one, and we'll go back and forth like
Okay.
that. Like, okay,
Well,
yeah, I have that
my number one, hands down. You can ask me this question any year, any time.
Mhm.
They are local boys. They grew up about 15 minutes away from me, and they lived in Vass, North Carolina, about 15 minutes away from Fayetteville. I've been to their house multiple times.
That's
It
weird.
was well, not like physically in their house, but like I've seen their house, like because they have a big giant statue outside. And,
Do you sneak
they're
in
basically.
and-
No. My father-in-law actually did work for him at their house before, so
Okay.
but
So
like
this is a
they-
nepo pick. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. But these guys, they defined what I thought was the coolest tag team in the world. It's obviously the Hardy Boys.
Okay. Yep. No, they are on
so-
my list, so that's fine. Yeah.
They
I'd-
had the greatest TLC match in history against Edge and Christian. They defined what it meant to be cool. They were two dudes that came out and did crazy stuff to their body. When they became too extreme with Lita, that was probably some of the best storylines, in that I grew up remembering watching.
Yeah.
Basically, anytime the Hardy Boys are on, even in TNA now, I get they're nowhere near the same. But there's something about the Hardy Boys. I'm gonna watch them every time.
Yeah.
TV.
No, that's fair.
Number one.
I'm a big tag team guy. I tag team my hairstyle of wrestling. And like I haven't watched a lot of Hardy Boys, but I would still agree with that. They were on my list. They were actually number 2.
Oh, okay. So who's your number one?
My number 1 team is because I love the style that they've kind of like pioneered, I guess.
Okay.
At least as far as I know. I've number 1 is the Motor City Machine Guns. Because
Okay.
that fast, like lots of like combo moves, like coordination, like style that like we've talked about before. You and I have talked about.
Yep.
Like I love that style, and I know that they've been doing it for a long time. Like they've been
Yep.
they've been wrestling for a while. And they've been doing
Legends of TNA.
yeah,
Yep.
and they were. It was the Hardy Boys passed it on to them, right? Was it the Hardy Boys that passed like the belt
Yes.
onto them? So like they're you could consider them the Hardy Boys as a, protege, not proteges. Follow
I get
up.
what you're saying.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like that's how they were. That's what my number 1. I had them 1 and Hardy Boys 2, just because I prefer their style. But I had them both
Yep.
as 1 and 2. So
I did not have MCMG. I love them. They're great. I did not have them on my list. But they are great. Number 2 for me. This is more modern. I mean, modern. They've been together over a decade now.
New Day.
But they really it's New Day.
Yeah.
It's New Day. They really defined a modern, at least WWE wise, a modern tag team, and they took a gimmick that a lot of people could have fell apart with it being like a Sunday school teachers,
Yeah.
like basically like a Sunday church, and really ran with it and became larger than anything else in WWE. I mean, people love John Cena. They love they love these big solo acts, but no other tag team sold merch and stuff as crazy as New Day did because they were so fun to watch. They always did something crazy, coming out with the horn and pancakes and bootio.
Mhm.
They were hands down probably the most fun thing about like the 2010s tag division in WWE, and their rivalries with the Usos were some of the greatest matches. The New Day number 2 for me.
Yeah, they are number 3. So,
There you go. There you go.
um, my my number 4, I guess, because I already have New Day, is the Road Warriors.
You know what? You could have given me a million guesses for you. Never would have. Never, ever would have pulled Road Warriors for you.
Why is that?
That's insane. I don't see you as a Road Warriors guy.
So, that
That's
was
like
wrong
you
button.
saying the Bushwhackers to
I
me.
was gonna pull up a photo for people who don't watch wrestling. Well, actually, I deleted the page. I was gonna pull up a photo for people who don't watch wrestling to see the Road Warriors. This is funny.
That is such a grab from you, especially considering you started watching wrestling recently. You pulling Road Warriors out,
So,
insane.
I first found out about Road Warriors from that Road to Wrestling game. I did like the dawn of WWF, and I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And so I started looking into them, and I'm like, what? Why are these two guys wearing spiked football pads like so incredibly dominant? Like they were like, they were like the birth. I don't know if that's the right word, but like they were like some of the were they one of the first big like tag teams?
They were one of the first like heavily gimmicked ones. I mean, like
Yeah.
a lot of the times they were just like these are two guys that are over, and or like these guys have a very funny gimmick where it's like we're gonna beat up on these two guys that are like male cheerleaders, or these are rock and roll guys. Like they really took that and became something bigger than their gimmick. I think we're one of the first guys that, yes, they have a gimmick that's just they're basically Raiders fans, but
Yeah.
they just took it and ran with it and became huge.
Yeah, and they wrestled everywhere too.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I think like they have a big legacy for like gimmick tag teams, I guess is how I'd say it. Like they're just like they were dominant, they wrestled everywhere, and they did a lot to like change how tag teams are viewed.
Yep.
In general, it's not just like, oh, these are just two guys. It's not Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre versus John Cena and Cody Rhodes, right? It's like, oh, these are guys that like they're a team. Like, oh shit, these guys are like two guys doing.
They're
team
actually
stuff.
working on their craft together.
Yeah, and so like I would say we wouldn't have people like I wouldn't say they're as like historic as like the Hardy Boys, but I'd say they paved the way for teams like that.
Okay.
So yeah,
I did not have them on my list. Shockingly,
I did my research.
Not have Road Warriors.
Yeah, see.
Shockingly, I don't have the Road Warriors. My number 3, Mr. Research, the Rock and Roll Express.
I didn't have them, so fair enough.
Okay. They really were some of the first guys that pulled out some crazy stuff together. Kind of like you were saying, they define like what a modern tag team is. It's not just two guys doing spots against two other guys.
Yeah.
They actually team moves. They had something, they had a gimmick that got over each other. And the Rock and Roll Express, just a great name, absolute banger of a name.
I agree. Yeah, no, I fair. That's fair.
And they wrestled, everywhere the same way. They were big WCW guys. So they're Rock and Roll Express number 3.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have listed 4 already because because I had both the Hardy Boys and New Day. So what is your number 4?
My number 4, and I really went back and forth on this one, because I'm at a point where it's like I like them as a team, but I think I like one guy more than I like the other one. So I was kind of iffy about putting them on it. Is the Steiner brothers?
Okay, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Big Papa Pump, huge fan of Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner also good. Also did both of these guys did absolutely crazy things. I mean, they're freak athletes. The
Yeah.
most iconic heel turn in probably any tag team ever of Scott turning on Rick,
Mhm.
and joining NWO.
You don't
Probably the
you don't
most
think
iconic.
Nikki turning on the other one was
Basically that was just a redo of Rick
You don't
Scott
think
Rick.
you don't think Xavier and Kofi turning on Biggie?
No,
All
no,
right,
no, no, no.
yeah, that's
There
fair.
was nothing. I know the Steiner brothers are just two freak athlete dudes doing crazy things together, and I just loved it. I mean, I love everything I see with those two. Watching old ones back when Scott had hair. I mean,
Yeah,
it was just they're fun to watch.
I thought he was born with the chainmail on his head.
Nope, that was after he turned on his brother.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah,
didn't become chainmail until after.
I waffled about putting them on my list, and they did not end up in my top
Mhm.
5. They are in my top 7. Um,
Okay.
so my number 5 in I'm gonna you might crucify me for this, maybe. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay. Who do you think?
Pretty deadly.
No, wrong.
Oh.
I love Pretty Deadly. They definitely
Because
deserve
you
to be on
already
this list.
said it's not Fraxium. You already said it's not Fraxium. They're wrestling now, I'm guessing.
They are wrestling now. They're not wrestling as a tag team together,
Ooh.
technically. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so they are still wrestling, but they're not a tag team anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not
Are
necessarily a tag team.
are they still on the same show
Brand,
together?
defined
Yeah.
show. They're
Uh,
both on
well, are they the
WWE.
same? Are they both the WWE? Both on AEW? I don't say
Yes.
which one it is, but are they both? But they're
Yes.
both okay.
Yes, they're both on the same show together. It could be
Okay.
like SmackDown and
Both
Raw,
sorry,
or
both on the same company.
company
I guess
together.
they're
Yeah,
like
it could be like Dynamite and Collision, but
okay.
it could be Impact and whatever the other fucking one is.
The Jim and Jay,
Yeah, you're right. You got it. Yep.
Usos.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think in terms of
Yep.
dominance, in terms of like,
Yeah,
longevity in WWE, I think they
they
deserve to be
they
there.
fall in there with New Day. I mean,
Yeah.
they're them and New Day kind of built each other up a lot.
Yeah. I think that,
Yeah.
they definitely worked with each other a lot. They're for a long time, they would probably be the tag teams of
Yeah.
WWE. And so I think it's New Day has done more for the tag team division, but it's hard to include one without the other.
That's very fair. I get that because they were basically the two teams that kept everyone afloat.
Yeah. And
Um.
yeah, without that, and then I mean, we watched. They've had some banger matches. Like that Hell in a Cell was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
So I think that they were good. So that's why I had them. And
Yeah. That's good.
everyone knows the Usos. Some of them
Yeah.
they probably go to jail too much and probably drinking
Yeah.
too much. And I'm pretty sure Jay's got like anxiety. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
uh, the Bloodlines.
They were definitely one of the ones I was thinking about. They were definitely up there where I was thinking about them.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to spread it out.
People have a hard time with like the Usos because the Bloodlines. I don't want to. It's not divisive, but it's got people strongly feeling about it one way or another.
Yeah.
You either love the Bloodline or you hate it. I feel like there's no middle ground in the Bloodline. I absolutely love the Bloodline.
And I think I thought of it why the hate comes from is just because how long it's been going on.
Yeah,
Like I think it's people that used to love it are starting to hate it just because it's still. Which I mean that happens with anything that goes on for too long.
yeah, and I think a lot of people also hate it because of Roman.
Yeah.
Because like people didn't like Roman. I didn't experience post Shield Roman, so I never had to deal with that. So
You didn't even experience Shield Roman.
I have
Or Blue Eyes Roman.
I have experienced Shield Roman. I haven't experienced it at the time.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's true.
I haven't watched anything about like post Shield Roman. So like there's Roman
Yeah.
and then there's OTC Roman.
I think we showed you maybe one match of Blue Eyes Roman.
Maybe. Yeah, but
The Samoa Joe match.
Yeah, but I was like he was technically there, but it was like it was
Yeah.
mostly like Samoa Joe
Yeah.
and Braun Strowman kind of like going at each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was
All right. So I did not have them. They were like my on the cusp team.
Yeah.
Them and the Dudley Boys were my on the
yeah.
cusp.
I had the other boys on the cusp
I,
too.
I really wanted to put them in, but at the same time, I was just like, they're great. They really, the get the tables thing. They were another like big tag team that pushed it. I just don't have them in my top 5.
Yeah, I think
number 5.
Yeah. Okay.
I had I had to show some respect to TNA. You went with Motor City Machine Guns,
Mhm.
but the TNA had another team that Motor City fought literally every week. They were one of the reasons you watched TNA because you wanted to see these guys show up
People watch
because they
TNA.
were fun. Well, people that used to watch TNA.
Okay.
So, everyone always talks about, Motor City Machine Guns or AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Like
Mhm. Yeah,
Kurt
Kurt Angle,
Angle's run.
Sting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they were good run, but there were two guys that did some really amazing matches. They are still the longest, the most tag titles held in TNA history. They had the longest tenure of champions in TNA history. It's none other than Robbie Roode and James Storm of Beer Money.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've heard you
I mean,
talk
I
about him
know,
before, and
yeah,
I don't know a lot
yeah,
about him, but yeah, that's fair.
they were very much in a time where TNA was still trying to keep with WWE. They were putting on some good shows. A lot of people just watched it and waited for Samoa Joe or AJ to show up or Kurt Angle. But I loved watching Beer Money matches.
Yeah.
They would always do something crazy. They would get the crowd into it. They'd come out throwing their beer bottles around. You know, Bobby Roode just absolutely lit the crowd up. It was fun. They did some stupid matches like a beer on a pole match, but they were just a fun tag team that really, without them, I don't think Motor City Machine Guns puts on as many good shows in TNA as they did.
Hmm.
Because they had to have that big, like you said,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
Usos
Usos and the
had
New Day.
New
Yeah.
Day had the Usos. It was the same kind of setup, but for TNA.
Yeah. No. That's. I mean, I did the exact same reason for the Usos and New Day. So
Yeah.
it's like.
So I mean that I didn't want to leave him off the list because I enjoyed watching Beer Money a lot when I was younger, and I didn't want to leave him off the list. I mean, I love watching the Dudleys too, but
Yeah.
I couldn't do this list not put Beer Money on it.
Yeah. That's fair. I think it's a pretty good list. Who
Yeah.
was, just for fun, because like I had off on the cusp teams. We talked about the Dudley Boys being on the cusp.
Yeah.
Who else was your?
Another one, Edge and Christian, mostly because I didn't know if they would count for this. Because I didn't want to say the Brood because Gangrel sucked, so I didn't, because that was the only time they were three together with a name. So I mean, they were great. I mean, they basically got their start being a tag team together, and they won a bunch of matches, and they're half of the greatest TLC match ever with the Hardy Boys.
Mhm.
So I just didn't know how they would fall on the list, so I didn't put them on it. Because again, they're not named. Another one, which, look, fuck Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Major Powers
Yeah.
is probably the greatest instance of the two most over guys in the company being on the same team.
Mhm.
Every company tries it. Like, recently WWE had Cena and Cody together in a match.
Yeah.
But WCW did it. They said, look, we're going to take Hulk Hogan and we're going to take Macho Man, and they're going to be on the same team, and everyone is going to go nuts no matter who they fight. And it was the best instance of that happening.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to put fucking Hulk Hogan on any of my top lists.
Yeah.
But they're definitely a team. If you're looking just at like the history of wrestling, they are, undeniably one of the greatest tag teams ever.
Yeah.
Just because of the pure star power that they put together wrestling in these matches.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout out. I think it's definitely worth. I thought about them, but again, I didn't even put it on my cusp. I was like, I don't even want to talk about Hogan. So
yeah,
I was like,
it's more like yeah.
Yeah, it's he did a lot for wrestling, but he's a horrible person.
He's a terrible human being.
Yeah, so it's tough. You enjoy the art, not the artist. So, and that's literally in this case, because it's it's tough.
But I'm trying to think of who else.
Yeah,
kind of on that.
I had the Heart Foundation on there. On the cusp.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
was like, I just couldn't justify them.
The Hitman, the Anvil.
I couldn't justify them over anybody else, but they were definitely on there.
That's kind of how I felt about DX. DX, I wasn't sure if they really are a tag team or they're more of a stable. It's kind of
Yeah, that's one of those. It's like more like a stable.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those weird ones. You can't just say they're a tag. I mean, they wrestled as a tag team a lot, but I wouldn't say Triple H and
You wouldn't call Triple H
HBK are a
HBK a
tag
tag
team.
team. You call them the
No.
DX stable. Yeah.
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 I mean, maybe you'd say like Road Dogg fighting with Pac or something, maybe, but it was just that's like calling NWO a tag team. They're not.
What about
They,
was it Taker and Pac or Kane and Pac?
Oh, Taker and Kane with the
No, who was fighting
talk
with?
about the brother.
No, didn't X Pac fight with one of them for a tag team? Maybe it was just one match
Maybe.
I saw. I was thinking. I didn't look into.
Now
I didn't look too much into it. So.
Kane and Hurricane, they were a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were a tag team. That was just two guys being thrown together, but
Yeah.
sometimes when it works, it works.
Yeah. like like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Like they're both two over guys that we can't figure out what else to do with. So here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I also had
Hard Foundation is also a good one. I mean, they're very much
Okay. This one wasn't really legit, but I was like, I want to put them on the list, but I can't. Too Cool.
Oh, Too Cool. Yeah, they're another one. Well, they're a tag team.
They're definitely a tag team.
But they're their most fun with Rikishi.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it weird.
Yeah, it's like they're not known for being a tag team. They're known for it's like they're not known for being like a tag team, really. It's they're known for doing fun, cool stuff, but not like
because
doing tag team
people
stuff.
People weren't watching Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexy.
Yeah,
they were there to watch Rikishi
dance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They win a match and then they do their dance. They're like, that's what I'm here for, baby.
Yes.
And so like
I want to see Rikishi's big ass shaking on the screen.
He's gonna
some bopping music.
He's gonna shove it in somebody's face and he's gonna dance with his hat on. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like that. That was one too. I really went back and forth. Is like I like Too Sex. I like it, but I like Too Cool. But
you couldn't put him on the there's no way you could justify putting him on a list. And if you're if you're being to make it a serious list, like I couldn't ever justify putting him on the list.
If I wanted to say I want to put the best 5 tag teams in a match to wrestle each other.
Never, yeah.
I could not put them.
If I were to put like one of my favorite tag teams.
Yeah, if I wanted to just be entertained, fuck yeah, dude, watching Too Cool dance around Beer Money, I'd be all about it.
Yeah.
But actually watching them wrestle, no fucking shot.
Yeah. Let's see. I think did I have anybody else on my list? I was thinking about what the Young Bucks have been doing at AEW. And I think it definitely has kind of like some of the other like SmackDown tag teams. I think they have the potential to do a whole lot. Other SmackDown teams that are not Motor City Machine Guns because they have the tenure, right? And like but I think they have the potential to be like, okay, this is one of like the best tag team gimmicks like of all time. Like they could be really good. But I couldn't put them on the list.
Very memorable.
Yeah. Like if you think about tag teams that like defined like a brand, like I think the Young Bucks could definitely get there. They definitely like have the potential to get there. If I were to pick an AEW tag team, I'd pick them.
Yeah, like not calling AEW TNA, but like they're their version of Motor City Machine Guns and the Beer Money.
Yeah.
They're if in 50 years, if AEW's gone, people are going to remember.
Yeah, even in 10 years, because like New Day's been on for 10 years, and it's like, all right, I think it's been long enough to say these guys are like have been huge.
They will stand the test of time.
Yeah, and it hasn't been quite long enough for Young Bucks for me. Yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I definitely do see it happening.
I don't watch AEW, but that's one thing. Is like, man, I really wish I could see more of the Young Bucks. Like, understand more of their background. Because like I'm seeing all their new stuff they're doing with them now, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm not an AEW guy. I don't watch AEW, so I'm like, man, I'm really missing out on that.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like that's something that it feels like being a part of is awesome right now.
Yeah. No, I've watched them a lot, and I really enjoy every time they wrestle too. Like they don't put on like bad matches.
So I think the same thing can be said about the Briscoes too. I feel like the Briscoes are a big defining AEW team.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us not picking any female teams. Look at us. We're real progressive here.
I mean, I think in terms of like legacy, because female wrestling has like changed. It's still.
Yeah, it's very new and like serious wrestling.
Yeah, if I had to pick Bellas, maybe. There's no like,
Really?
I don't know. I feel like if we're talking about era defining like teams, I wouldn't say they've like changed the game, but I feel like when I hear people talk about like divas wrestling, like the Bellas come up a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of like zeitgeist is the word I'd use for this. Like if you
Yeah.
think about tag teams, they come up more than other tag teams. Not that I think
Yeah.
they're the best, right? I think that they just
Their name is just gonna.
you have to
They're the first thing a lot of people think about.
yeah, you have to mention their name. Like, A Rod may not have been the best player ever, but you think about a
Yeah.
baseball player, you think A Rod.
Yeah.
And it's like, what other? It's the if yeah. There's no other female tag team that comes to mind first.
I guess that's also too because you don't watch a lot. I mean, you've missed a lot of like some of the like right now. There's really no like named female tag teams. I mean,
Judgment
you have Judgment
Day.
Day, but they're a bigger stable that has women in it.
Yeah,
They're
you
you
have
know
the We're Not
lit lit.
Friends thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not friends. Yeah, but like you didn't watch like when Lay Cool was wrestling.
Yeah,
You know, you
there
didn't.
is no women's tag. Like, there's a tag
No, there's
division. No, there's not a tag division.
yeah.
It's just a tag belt.
Yeah, it's like a belt. But like you didn't watch Boston Hug with Sasha Banks and Bailey.
Yeah,
You didn't see Lay Cool with Michelle McCool and Layla. They were I guess like defined tag teams and
yeah,
actually like a kind of a tag division. But like there really isn't any. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, WWE struggles pushing a male tag division, but pushing a women's tag division is
yeah.
worse.
It's
But
yeah. I love tag divisions. I just think it's weird that there's no like really good. I've tried to enjoy the
they
women's tag
they
matches in
always
WWE, but
yeah
they're so bad.
they always push the stables. Like they always go to like damage control,
Yeah,
where it's
it's
like
like, oh,
we're just a
we
bunch of over women that fight together with
yeah,
friends. Like
like, or
they're
you
not
got
actually a tag.
we're gonna gotta have a guy around it, and like we're gonna push
Yeah,
this thing like based
yeah.
around a guy, and like
Like TNA had the beautiful people, which was basically just all the hot mean girls on TNA working together.
yeah,
But they weren't like an actual like tag.
yeah,
I mean the best that WWE's had recently is probably the Kabuki Warriors.
yeah,
Um, but even then they turned into damage control.
yeah,
So it's
and it's just a faction of a bunch of like women
yeah,
who it's not a tag team. It's just it's a stable.
yeah. Yeah, so it's like the women's wrestling always goes more into you're either solo or you're in a stable or you're just happen to work with somebody because we want to push a tag match,
Yeah, I
which is
don't.
basically what we got with Alexa and Charlotte right
Yeah,
now.
like we didn't know what to do. Everybody loves Alexa, so maybe we'll try and get Charlotte over with Alexa, and it worked.
Yeah,
It,
yeah. I mean, it's worked a great. It's worked great. This is probably the first time Charlotte's ever been likable,
yeah,
which is crazy. But I mean, that's just the pool Alexa has.
yeah.
But
It's not.
it's
They're
crazy
not a
that
tag team. Yeah,
no, like basically the Kabuki Warriors is the closest, at least that modern American wrestling's probably gotten. I mean, I'm sure Japan Joshi has
so
plenty
Joshi
of
has
tag teams,
they
but
do, but they also have a lot of stables too. I think
yeah,
it's set up differently. Like you're pretty much, I wouldn't say 100% of the time, but you're almost always a part of a stable, so it's hard to
yeah.
compare. It's like everybody's
To
part of
say like an
stables
actual,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
like you're all part of teams and stuff. You have
yeah,
smaller teams and larger teams. Like Emperor Nexus Venus or Oda Tai or Hate. Cosmic Warrior, not Cosmic Angels, but it's all like larger teams, and you have like your general tag team people, like the
yeah,
people who normally go as a team, but it's not like a defined tag team, and they have tag belts, but I wouldn't say it's like I can't think off top. I could be wrong. I obviously have a hard time following Stardom. I love Stardom, love it to death. Hard time following.
yeah.
I don't speak Japanese. Only so much I can do. So
And
like, but
in a lot, at
again,
least like
yeah,
WWE wise, a lot of the way they push the women's tag belt is just we have this new women's stable and we want to show their real deal, so we're going to give them
yeah,
the tag belt.
yeah,
But they're not going to wrestle in tag matches, and it's normally just a vehicle to push a woman that they want to
yeah.
get over to be the women's champ.
And
You
like
know,
they gave Roxanne and Raquel the belt just to push there's fracturing in the Judgment Day storyline.
yeah. And basically, Liv was gone, and they had to figure out what to do, so they
Yeah,
gave it to
it's,
Roxanne. It's basically helping Roxanne get over and also trying to get rid of Judgment Day, but they're not an actual tag team, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, Liv and Raquel were a tag team through NXT. They were never a named tag team. They were just always Liv and Raquel,
yeah.
you know?
Trying
So
to,
there's not very many named women tag team.
yeah, which is again why I went to the Bellas because like named
Yeah.
tag teams is like all right.
Yep.
Um,
I'm saying like this off the top of my head, like the Bellas, Lay Cool, and Boston Hug, but but there's nothing like iconic I could think.
yeah,
And normally it's just we're gonna put the two mean girls together, and that's kind of
yeah,
that normally seems to be the way they push it. You know, the Bellas were literally twins, so their gimmick was going to be their tag team. That was
yeah,
going to happen no matter what.
yeah. I think
You know,
that's what the Usos and the Hart Foundation kind of was, but
well,
yeah,
yeah,
they just had a little more longevity and I don't know. I wanna. I'm not trying to be weird about it, but like the women's division is just it's so weird.
and I think that's just because the women's division. I guess like serious women's wrestling is very young compared to the lifetime of wrestling.
Yeah,
You know,
so we have a lot more
you
to
have
pull
this
from.
this yeah, there's a very rich history of wrestling, but serious women wrestling is like honestly really the last 10, 15 years, at least in America,
Yeah, and
where it's more than just look at these hot women,
yeah,
fighting each other.
and you can't. It's not like they're starting. If they're starting from scratch, like women never wrestled, so suddenly women are like doing
Yeah,
like wrestling. It'd be like probably easier than trying to go from
yeah,
here's this girl's going to strip for 15 minutes to being a serious
yeah,
wrestler. Like it's harder to we've harder to overcome the prejudice of like that old
yeah.
version rather than just get a brand new one. Like
Especially because when you're building tag teams, like you have hundreds of men in your division that you can go, okay, we're not doing anything with these guys. We're gonna make them a tag team, give them a gimmick, but we only have like 30 women that are fighting for one belt. So
yeah,
now we have to, there's the champions are very young comparatively. You know, you don't have these long lineage. They just now got a mid card belt. There's
yeah,
still only one tag belt, that they share between the shows.
hmm
So it's hard to build a division around it when everything's still so new
yeah,
and they're still trying to get their footing as solo acts, basically.
yeah. Which is it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how it is, I guess. So
Yeah. I
like
mean, I guess now that even like Piper and Alba, I mean, they're the secret harvest with Chelsea Green, which I mean, they fight as a tag team, but they're just a stable to push Chelsea.
yeah,
That's all that is.
yeah,
They're not an actual they're not fighting for tag belts as a legitimate force in the tag division.
hmm
You know,
yeah. Trying to think of and like a lot of other women are just kind of thrown into men's stables.
yeah, which that's always happened because it's
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, now we can do a match where the women fight each other too.
yeah. And so like instead of putting them in
Chelsea
their own
being a
thing
part
where
of
they do tag,
DIY.
yeah, and instead of doing no, you mean Candace.
Candace, my bad,
But
my
yeah,
bad.
but instead of doing like their own tag team things, like Maxine is in Alpha Academy, which is doing
Yeah,
getting I don't know what the fuck Alpha Academy is doing. I'll be honest.
selling T-shirts.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like
Yeah,
B
Candace
Fab
and
was a part of Hit Row,
Nikki.
and now she's a part of Street Profits.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
there was a bunch of
Nikki.
NXT ones too, where it was like this is a
Yes,
there's like a bunch of guys that are together and just threw the girl in just to have something different.
and then normally it's a girl that's not getting over on her own, so they put her with teams that are already kind of over, getting over on themselves, so
Yeah.
she kind of gets pulled up with them.
Yeah.
Because like Candace really wasn't doing a whole lot WWE. Like put her more. They're like, oh, she's with Gargano. Let's actually play into that,
Yeah.
and
Instead of just letting
it's
her
pushed her tremendously.
be the random person under Nia Jax. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
like it's pushed her tremendously.
yeah, Fatal Influence is like not really
But they're still stable.
they're stable. Yeah, they're not a tag team.
I mean,
It's a lot
they're
of
probably the
staples.
closest to like a true tag team.
Cuz like they do
But
fight together a lot more, but yeah.
yeah, but again, now it's just a vehicle to push JC Jane.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's like all of these tag teams are formed because they want to push one woman.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys are going to stay together for most of your career.
Like Bianca
You
and
know?
Jade.
Yeah, like it was there to help Jade get up with Bianca, and it was just the two most over women that are buff. We're putting them together, and
Yeah. Yeah, it is Yeah.
I mean, I guess the closest is I don't know. Every time Tatum's a part of a team, that person gets fired. That's with her. So, so I don't know if you'd want to be in a tag team with Tatum.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I was thinking about what if, like, instead of having Lyra fight Becky, like it was like a a tag team thing, but I'm like, who are they gonna fight? And so I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's nobody for them to fight. So
Yeah. And it's always like the women's tags are always like, oh, we got Trish Stratus back, and she kind of looks like Tiffy, so we're gonna put them together.
yeah,
You know,
won't
it's
that be
like,
funny? Because they're both Barbies.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it's never actually anything that they commit to. It's just kind of a one-off to help someone else's push.
yeah.
Like
Or like, who was fighting? Who was fighting Nikki Bella when she came back? Who
Tiffy.
is? Oh, was it Tiffy too? Okay, well then, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, oh, here's a hot girl. Just have them fight the other old hot girl.
yeah.
Yeah. So they definitely have a lot of work to do. Will they do it? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's also a problem too when they bring back like these legends, like these female legends, because they came up in that time where you were just hot girl fighting.
Yeah.
So trying to get them on that level of no, women are doing like legitimate spots, like we're doing that, they're actually doing hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
You can't really get that out of some of the legend wrestlers.
Yeah. Because yeah, different type of wrestling. It's like asking Hulk Hogan to
Yeah.
take a bump.
Right, like Trish Stratus isn't going to take a ladder spot. You know, I mean, she's almost 50, but she's not
Yeah,
going to take a ladder
she
spot.
probably
like
shouldn't
Candace.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you had her in like a match now, like you're gonna take a ladder spot like Candace just did.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Absolutely not. Yeah. That was a crazy ladder spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know, I agree. I don't have anything else much to say about. I could talk about how tag teams are more fun than singles, but in my opinion, but I'm not going to.
Independence Day and goated tag team.
Yeah, Independence Day, go to Gravity Queens, top tier. First of all, I'm gonna name women's tag teams. Gravity Queens rocking it.
Gravity Queens #1, which they're kind of a stable because there's 3 of them.
Mina hasn't wrestled. No. Mina hasn't wrestled a single
That's
time.
true.
She's definitely a manager. It's like,
That's true. That's true. She's really just in the manager role right now.
Yeah.
Mina's just there.
Yeah, like I have.
We want Mina.
Mina wrestled one match, and now she's just there to hype the crowd up as a manager. That's 100% a tag team right now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, but Independence Day stole the belt, and they're in a run in their white Ford F-150.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Really needs to come up with good storylines. You just make them up, and anything can happen. Bloodline, graded tag team stable.
I need to get beer money in our game so I can have them fight Independence Day.
There you go. That's a great idea. Well, we've been going for 2 hours, so I'll probably get to the last question. Because
Okay.
it's midnight. We should probably not be awake.
Oh, absolutely not.
Last question is from Silent Suzuka. Zeno's the legend. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Nice, easy one to cool down on.
Ooh, favorite ice cream. I say this every time I hear this question. I'm a big fan of the Ben and Jerry's Americone Dream. I think it's like the perfect mix of caramel and chocolate chips and waffle cone.
God, fucking. Damn it.
I think it's like if you tell me to pick one ice cream and I have a choice of anyone in the world, I'm grabbing it every time.
I need to come to that. Fuck!
It is the perfect ice cream.
That was mine.
It's the perfect ice cream every time.
Hey Google, what's the best ice cream flavor?
I was gonna say Rocky Road.
Vanilla is the most popular. All right, fuck that. Matcha is 6.
Vanilla.
Where the fuck is?
That's crazy.
Where the fuck is chocolate chip cookie dough? Dude, it's 6 here. I don't fucking know. 9. All right, I like. I'd say if I have a choice of I'll go and just pick a generic flavor. If I had to pick a generic flavor, I'd probably pick mint chocolate chip.
Ooh.
Like if I had to be like, if somebody's like, here's like, you have to pick like one of the basic flavors that everybody has.
Okay.
I'd probably pick mint chocolate chip. You know, it tastes like toothpaste. I'm like, yeah. What else do astronauts eat, dumbass?
Okay. I mean, I don't agree. I don't agree with your choice, but
That's
I
yeah.
get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if I had to pick like a basic flavor, it's like,
Mhm.
look, you're getting one of these basic flavors that everyone sells, like every brand can sell. Like I'm going to Food Lion and I'm grabbing one
Yeah,
generic
yeah.
flavor.
Every like if you look at every single different
Yep.
brand, they all have this flavor.
Yes. Now I can get behind you because I'm a fan, and I'm very particular about it. Only if it's good. There's good this ice cream can be very good or very bad. Butter pecan. It, I like butter pecan when it's made right, but it can be made wrong, and it's the worst ice cream ever.
Yeah, let me tell you
So
something. I get
uh huh,
that completely, 100%. I've had
yeah,
some really, really, really good butter pecan. Like this is so good,
yeah,
and then
yes.
I buy like a Food
You get
Lion
some other
brand. I'm like,
ones,
what the
and
fuck
it's
is this?
awful,
Yeah.
and it tastes like vomit and peanuts. Yeah,
Yep.
it's awful. It's awful.
I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm just gonna
but if
throw
you're
this away.
if someone's like, "Hey, I made some homemade butter pecan," I'm like, "I am going to destroy that. Give
Yeah.
me a whole gallon of it."
Uh huh.
You know,
Food.
for all of our northern fans that probably don't know what this is, it is delicious, and that's all you need to know. If someone says, "I made homemade butter pecan," you gotta eat it. Like I don't care if you're like lactose intolerant. I don't care. Eat it. It's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, maybe you're not lactose intolerant. Like that. Maybe
Nah,
I'll.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
I.
Take the long night in the toilet. It's worth it.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, we accidentally talked about the ISFL for an hour, so we've gone 2 hours now. So
All right, so
I'm
we have an
not.
hour of actual stuff and then an hour of whatever else we wanted to talk about.
Yep, I'm not going to split this into two because that is too much work.
Yeah, there's going to deal with people that listen to this will probably listen to the first hour and go, "That sucked." Put a little advisory for people listening to this that
Yeah.
didn't want to listen to
Unfortunately, we
ISFL.
talked about the
Skip
ISFL.
an hour ahead.
Yeah.
Skip an hour ahead, and then you get good stuff.
Yeah. We unfortunately talked about the ISFL for an hour, so you got to skip ahead to get to our normal content.
Yeah.
All right.
For those of you that are here for ISFL, go ahead and listen starting at the beginning. Those of you here for everything else, skip an hour ahead, and then you're good.
Yeah. Easy. All right. Well, we should probably go to bed because
Yep.
we're adults with jobs.
Yep. It's a work night. Boop,
Yep.
boop, boop.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.